what are you doing to examine? Are you just kind of getting out your little magnifying glass and looking at it, or
I'll probably like
testing some
wave
cantrips, or what?
wave my wand over it. I just would cast Identify again, and I don't think I have any relevant cantrips, but like, examining it under some light, reading some magical vibes, wand stuff, making notes.
But you're not casting any spells to help with that, right?
I'm casting Identify. I don't have anything else that I can really do. I don't
Identify
think.
Okay,
is the only spell you have
Yeah.
that does this.
someone might have had the legend lore spell, but
I do not have
Oh, I
legend lore.
do have that. Oh.
Well, look at that.
Can I use that? Let me see real quick.
Think so.
Because if I knew that that would be helpful, which I assume that Maggie, who's much smarter than me, would know. The thing is, I don't have 250 gold worth of incense.
There's the problem.
So can't do that yet. So for now, we'll just do Identify.
Question.
Identify gives you the same information that you got before, and make an investigation roll to see if you can figure out anything else.
Glean any new information. All right.
So Maggie may not have 250 gold of incense, but there is a gigantic bath product shelf with a bunch of good smelling things on it.
Oh,
That
is
is an
there?
excellent point.
That is, thank you. I was so
Good job,
tired
Kiff.
yesterday. I just missed it. Really, I was half asleep. Okay, so
I mean,
rolled
that was a
18.
great bath that we all had and shared together. It was
Yes.
amazing. It was very relaxing.
Oh no.
Indelible. I'll never forget it.
I mean, nobody was wearing
because
pants.
I'll
It was
never
so
remember
weird.
it. I wasn't there for it.
Yeah.
Okay, 18 on investigation, so not great. And yeah, just first off, did I find anything out new after investigation?
Would you want to use the true sight monocle to try to see its truth? That's another option. That would help get more information, or you can save it for later in the day.
Mm. I do want to save the true sight monocle for later in the day.
So what you are really confident about is that
But
it is a
I
wondrous item.
yeah.
It is unclear whether it is magical or chemical in nature or some other nature.
Mhm.
And it appears to be all just a sort of a homogeneous substance. And you're pretty sure that when you put it on, it will sort of melt into you,
Ew.
changing you permanently.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't want to use the true sight monocle, but I do have a scroll of true seeing. So I will use that.
Okay, you're gonna use the scroll of true seeing.
Yeah.
And combined with your nice investigation roll and your Maggie tools.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as though what it's going to do is it's going to go into your blood and it's going to change your blood. It's going to enhance your blood, adding stronger, let's say stronger genes. I don't know if you really understand this too much, but it's going to make your blood different and stronger than it was before.
It's gonna be better than ever
You're
before.
gonna get ghosts in your
Nanomachines.
blood. No big deal.
Yeah, you'll just get some ghosts in your blood. It'll be fine.
So but it seems like it'll add something, and to my knowledge, not necessarily stunt what I already have.
It's vague because you're not really a scientist, but this is what you can figure out by using all those resources that you have used. It doesn't seem like it's going to subtract or change you. It seems like it's just purely going to add to your
Okay.
abilities.
In that
Scientist, but it's
case,
definitely going to do something sciencey.
in that case, I will set it to 29, and then I will put it on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's peak Maggie.
I guess so.
Peak
We'll
Maggie.
see.
So is anyone, or do you do this by yourself?
Yes, I'm like in a corner. I will.
Up before everyone else.
Yeah, up before everyone else. I will
Definitely before everyone else.
revert to my regular, my true form, and then I'll do it. Just in case.
Okay, so not only do you feel amazing, and it does just melt into you. You feel fresher and more full of energy and youth than ever before. And it
Wonderful.
does melt into it. It seems to be gone forever. But you do actually gain permanently 1 more charisma because you're
Ooh,
so youthful.
Ooh, nice.
ooh,
Oh, man.
that is fun.
You got
just
young
like,
and cute.
just like +1, not like +2 with a charisma thing. Okay, just just
Now,
checking.
for the record,
Cool.
is that a cue that I have to start redrawing a new thing?
1 second. Okay, so now that that is done, I would like to try to become Maggie again.
Like shapeshift,
You
like
are
use
fully
the
able
shapeshift.
to do that with no problems.
Wonderful. Okay.
Although it is slightly a cuter version of that.
You like an adorable version.
Instead of like having a little wart on my nose, it's like a cute little button nose now.
You can see literally it's the chibi version that she's talking right now. It's the version on here.
It's
That's
that,
what it
yeah.
is.
I'm so cute. All right, cool. So I'll just like, what is it like? Just fluff myself, just like, and then pretend like nothing happened.
Are you going to use any of the bath products?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
I'll freshen up a bit, smell nice. Why not?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right,
And
so
no one is the wiser, except perhaps they might notice a new spring in your step.
He's springing by so well, I'll do my best to subdue it.
she is quite charismatic. She's a good actress.
No one shall ever know that I
Yes.
can run a mile in 6 minutes.
Ooh.
We got +1.
So,
Wait, can I just ask, what is your charisma now?
My charisma is now 15.
That's not bad.
yeah, that's not bad at all. That's a great secondary stat.
Da, da, da.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for letting me do that little side.
Now,
whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I am going to reiterate this. Do I need to start redrawing Maggie's portrait?
No.
No, but you need to add 1 point to her charisma.
Thank you. I would have forgotten.
I do need to make updates to people as well.
That's fine.
I will do that after.
Take
Yeah,
your time.
I'll
just
that
do
for
like
next week.
a routine. It's not going to affect
Routine
my like
maintenance.
ability
Yeah,
scores. Like the final scores. So.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. That was fun.
Yeah, so we were discussing last time, we have quite a few things we can take a look at. I think we also sort of had a semi-plan, question mark?
So.
Oh, I forgot something. There is one other
yes.
thing that happens to Maggie.
Oh, uh-oh.
Maggie has a vision of a strange creature. I'll try to draw it. It's kind of strange looking. It looks kind of like...
Damn
has
it, I thought she
4
was going
wobbly
to transform into a Gundam. That would have solved all of our problems.
It has 4 wobbly legs, and it has no perceivable eyes or face. And it talks in a strange language, but then it says, hello, friend of the people of God. Take this gift, know that we in our valley mean all the best to your world, and we wish you will visit us sometimes. Enjoy this eternal youth as we have ours. And then it fades away.
Very interesting. Did it have a shell or was it like a blob?
It was not like a slime, but it was like, it's kind of like a manatee, but without the face.
I love it so much. It's a
Okay.
manatee, but much less
with,
cute
like,
because it doesn't
4
have a
limbs.
face.
No face and 4 limbs. So like
But-
a scary manatee.
Like, it's like a...
Yeah.
It's like...
No,
it's
yeah.
plump. Plump.
I love them.
Hey, let's
I do
call
too.
it for what it is. It's secretly going to be a Bodak, and it's going to shoot lasers at us again.
No, it seems pretty chillin'. Hopefully. It might shoot us, but... We'll find out later.
Yeah. It seemed friendly enough.
I mean, yeah, we
They
weren't
always
there.
seem friendly, and then they attack us, and then I end up in the mouth of a worm again.
I think that's gonna happen anyway.
Oh,
Just gonna
thank
let you know.
Now, just to clarify, that's Gan as in, like, the valley that we are eventually intending to go to. Okay,
The
cool.
representative specifically mentioned the valley.
That's okay. I heard valley, but I
He said
hadn't
valley
heard
again.
Gan,
You
so
know,
okay.
we give this gift to you as a friend of Gon to ensure you that we mean no harm and you can visit us in our valley anytime.
That makes sense. I heard God instead of gone, so thank
Yeah.
you for clarifying.
Gone.
I'm an idiot.
We all just say it
Okay.
like
We'll never say it right.
Gan.
It's fine. Gan, Gan.
I've
probably
read a lot
gone.
about this. No one
Gan.
ever.
And
I'm sorry, I don't.
Bless you.
See, here's the thing. I never pronounce anything right, so it's a miracle when I get anything correct. So it's not a surprise when I pronounce things
It's
wrong.
like ding, 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 ding.
Exactly.
You got it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's because Zan
Oh, God,
throws
yes.
it throws me off. But
Yes.
anyway, cool. It's gone. Maybe one day I'll remember. Thanks. All right. Cool.
So does Maggie meet her fellow adventurers?
Yeah, like freshen up a little bit, make myself smell nice. Whatever the fellow drows are smelling like nowadays. I don't
The
know.
trend
Whatever
is to
those drones.
just rub truffle oil all around your neck.
You know,
truffles.
that sounds delicious, to be
It
honest.
does. I
Truffles
can
smell
think
so
of a
nice.
few uses for that.
No. Gotta get it in now. 'Cause you
I'm
missed the
making it
bath.
up. I'm making up for it now.
Well, first of all, good morning. Second of all, we had a plan, perhaps, kind of. We had an idea of what we wanted to go, or where we wanted to go, correct?
Yes, I had a vague recollection, almost as if I overheard it in a dream. Sometimes my brain does that with its big braininess. However, I do have a few potential changes to suggest. First, before I sign any papers and agree to any duels, I would like to ascertain the well-being of my grandson, Nero.
He's
I-
in the military base, or?
Last I heard, he was being held by Lady Lyratel.
Maybe we discuss that with the paper
Well,
holder.
we are
I don't know.
already here
Oh,
in
that
the
is
High
true.
Family Estates. We could just pay her a visit. Similarly, I would like to visit the Mage Guild.
I would also. I think that was
Essentially-
on our list.
Yes. But just in terms of the order, I think
Yes.
essentially I'd like to get a feel for the city and any potential allies before signing the documents in case there's anything we need to be aware of. Or
Yes,
I,
I
need to be
think
aware
the
of, I should
documents.
say.
I think the documents were based on your comfortability, either first or last. So last can be
Yeah,
what they are.
last.
Totally
Kiff will
fine.
say, letters say, Maggie needs signed by 8 p.m. or else Maggie end up in black bag in random place. Kiff don't know where.
Well, that sounds very unpleasant. For the most part. I would like
You're gonna
to-
be swimming with the fishes, yeesh.
I would like to avoid that. So I think we should get to it as early as possible. But my suggestion would perhaps be Lady Lyratel, Mage Guild, military base. Mage Guild. If Yllaxis is with us, we can go to the Sister Shantae first.
I
Business
think.
District
Yeah.
military base and Dual Master's office.
Yeah. Quick question about that. Since Yllaxis is not here, if we are to save her bit, will it not implode on us?
Everything's gonna
You
be
can-
fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that
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 was
assurance.
a good question, because I was also like,
Because I mean, like, I would prefer to do other things, but I also don't want to like mess an opportunity up for Yllaxis if
Yeah,
just because she's
I don't
not
want to
here.
be like, hey, we didn't do the thing that
Sorry,
you
yeah.
wanted to do, and now a bunch of people who worshipped your
They hate
goddess are
us.
dead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, right, exactly.
Don't be too mad at us.
Yes, I agree. I think that's totally fine with me. I'm happy to go. Estates, Mage Guild, military base. I think. Pardon me. We wanted to go to the business district for some reason.
To pick up a lawyer or an attorney.
That,
Yes.
and then council hall
Yeah, after
before 8
Kiff's very poignant tale of getting screwed over by a contract from some peddler on the road, Kiff is very pro legal representation.
Yes, I
If
was.
you'd like to secure the international rights to meet on stick here in the Underdark.
I was more or less asleep, but your story did really. I was quite moved within my dreams when I overheard it. Yes.
Kiff turns to Maggie and says, "Yes."
So we shall
Yes.
go. Dromik's gonna start getting he's gonna get his things together. Are there any windows in this little area? This is a dumb question. Yeah.
There's someone.
I am going to open the window and like dump out the bugs that I previously had because they're kind of they're on their last legs, no pun intended.
They're a little old.
Yeah, they're getting a little stale. They're like barely walking. But
So
they're
two-
4 spiders, so they'll be fine with that. And 2 scorpions.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Then you dump them out and they turn into Godzilla-sized like scorpions and spiders and they start wrecking the
Oops.
city.
No, I wouldn't do that, but yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So just like
no, I wouldn't do that, but
while-
also yes.
Exactly.
While we're here, and Kiff did brilliantly point out that there are many scented things that apparently we won't be charged for taking. Is there
They're complimentary except for the bathrobe, which they will charge
The
you.
bathrobes are
That's
charged.
fine. So incense. Is there any?
Are you looking for incense? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 250 gold worth of incense.
Wow.
There is. Wow, look at that. Amazing.
Nice.
Great.
Amazing.
Any ivory things with ivory strips? Perhaps ivory strips worth at least 4
There's a
gold
little
each?
statue of a it's a statue of a whale that's made of ivory.
Ah, there
Okay.
you are.
Like a little decoration. It
So
doesn't look like it's complimentary.
Yeah, you may not want to steal that.
fine.
I
I'll
mean, you
leave it.
can
They need
if you
to be
want to,
strips
but-
anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'll-
These
Remember, your name isn't on the bill. It's Valentino.
That is true. Yeah, but we don't want to burn
Well,
bridges
we
with
d-
Valentino.
It's before we've even gotten to the good stuff. I'll just
Yeah.
take the incense. They won't miss it.
Okay.
I need to stay smelling fresh,
There you go.
like incense.
So
Sure.
Fontiev would like to kind of just casually inspect Maggie to see if she just has a crap ton of stuff hidden underneath her robe because she seems to be kleptoing like crazy right now.
No, I just took the incense. I don't know what you're talking about.
Insight check.
So, Kiff is going to, as the party is kind of getting together, he's going to turn to Maggie and go, Maggie, Kiff feel inspired last night, and Kiff think about all these songs, about Mulestick song, about Bug Squashing song, and Kiff really liked making and singing songs, and Kiff go to bed last night, and he wake up, and Kiff think he'd do this, and he's going to point at Maggie, and he's gonna just kind of whistle like a couple of notes. Like I can't whistle in real life, so. And then
I can't either. I know your pain.
That's what.
in
I can
Maggie's
only
head,
do it with my fingers. I can't do it regularly.
in Maggie's head, she hears. Did Kiff do right? Does work? Does this work? Because Kiff cast message at Maggie.
Which I believe you can respond directly
Yes.
to.
Yes.
So I will directly respond with a. Well, that's a neat little trick. Very
Okay.
nice.
Kiff jumps up and down and goes, yes, 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 yes. And he's going to watch, and he's going to turn to Dromik, and he's going to whistle the same thing. And point. And go,
Uh.
you too? This work you too?
Yes. Did you learn this? I'm just gonna say, did you learn this last night? How? We were all asleep.
Kiff hear music and laughter and dance and song in dream, and Kiff wake up and feel different, and Kiff just thought he might be able to do things, and Kiff try them and they work.
Well,
Well,
good.
very, very good indeed. And I will give Kiff a little pat on the head, because any little spell user is good in my book.
And then Kiff is going to turn to Yllaxis and go and point and say in her brain, look what Kiff can do.
I put my hand on my head and start to
You're
feel,
here.
and I say, you know what? To Kiff mentally, I say, if I wasn't so used to this, I'd be impressed.
You're here. Hello.
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 Now-
Sorry, I have like 5 voices in my head at any given time.
Kiff will turn and say, not true. But still. Kiff thinks he do other things too, but Kiff do them when makes sense.
Indeed. Well, shall we
Yes.
be on our way?
Just one moment. I don't. Where are we physically? What is the room?
We're still in the
Right where we left off.
place.
There was
Regardless,
a
Oh, the physical room.
yes.
Oh.
Regardless, I go and out
Yes.
through the doorway. I don't have a mini for it. I don't think.
I can find you a mini. I will get you a mini. Just a moment. I'm putting your
I've
name.
been waiting for this moment.
I'm sorry, I had to add your face onto our thing, but I will find you a mini.
Thank you. So after I go, the door opens. Standing in the doorway is a facsimile of a similar white horse that you've seen before, recognizable by the stars in his eyes as he steps forward, taller and more majestic than ever before. Now, featuring 2 wide wings, the length of possibly a length of rope from shoulder to shoulder. You see Altair as a Pegasus.
Yes.
Well, that too is a neat trick.
Give me. It's gonna take a minute. Everything's named custom asset bundle. But I have one. I promise. Dromik's gonna just look at himself and say, I know a new spell.
I have the perfect picture of a Pegasus popping through a door.
Oh.
So excited.
Find
The old gnome who's been traveling with you is also equally impressed.
Oh, yes. He's still here.
Where did I just save it?
Our buddy
I was gonna say,
Owl?
please grace us all with this.
That's a unicorn.
Image.
This isn't a Pegasus.
If it's
Oh,
a
wait.
Pegacorn, that's
Is it?
fine too.
No, it's just a unicorn. I thought it was a
Oh,
Pegasus.
boo.
I'll find a Pegasus.
But it moves.
A pegacorn.
Does what is this? Is this a no? That's a griffin. I'll find it. Don't worry.
Also, why does this unicorn kind of look like it has a lion's mane and
I
like
agree
a
with this,
like a
and I don't
rhinoceros
know.
horn?
I'm not really 100% sure, but it looks cool.
It does.
My goodness, our upstairs neighbor
Where's
is
its
just
face?
sprinting.
Oh, there's the eye.
It has a face that's just real small.
Yeah. And there's like hair in front of it.
It's just very Bashonen. Wow, I've got a huge beauty upgrade on top of everything else. Look out, mares. Here comes the stallion.
So many of these are so broken.
I think Altair would be extra proud.
Probably
Yes, well,
like
for now,
prances a little bit.
yes, he walks in, chest sort of poked out, as if he were, flexing on all of us as he sort of strides in very gracefully, but not just strides in. When he takes a step, you know how horses at some point have all 4 feet up off the ground.
Yes.
He stays another moment as his wings just flap.
Your little
Oh my god,
flutter.
amazing.
Wait, here you go. Here's
Oh,
your unicorn.
hi!
I found 2 regular figures for now. I'm still looking. Please continue
He's,
on. I
he's
just...
got 18 strength. Because the
Oh,
speed of 90. Oh, holy shit. That's
Yeah,
that's very impressive.
He has quite a fast...
He's super fat.
He is the fastiest.
There we
Girl from World of
His
Warcraft.
saving throws, that's great.
Yeah.
And
He's-
he knows more.
He's one good horns. But there's like no Pegasus anywhere. How do I have all of these animal kits and no freaking Pegasus?
But there's a
I
Pegasus
do have
here.
2 here. Yeah,
Because
these 2
they're
are the 2 that I pulled.
celestial.
Yeah, that's fair because they are
'Cause they're
celestial. But I mean,
Yeah.
these also have dragons in them. All of the thing.
True.
Well, you can see where everyone's interests lie, I guess. They're like.
this is the rest of the show
dragon.
now, folks. We're going to be digging around through Tabletop Simulator's Workshop or Pegasus.
While Dromik is digging through his animal bag,
Yeah, no, you can keep going.
Albert says, "Well, guys, I don't know if he seems like you got plenty of business here. You don't have to worry about us little gnomes." He says, "I guess I'll try to wander off down to the slave market and see if I can find my sister and my cousin." He says, unless you wanted to, free the gnomes. I mean, that'd be a whole thing. But I don't want to trouble you none.
Well, I think it's certainly on our list of things to accomplish. But we need to get I think anyway, a better understanding of the city so we can determine exactly where to poke and prod at the proper times.
I agree. Having a foothold
get
in the city
there.
will help us accomplish goals.
Kiff will say, Kiff and Dromik, try free scale folk above ground in Carthen. It take long time. Will happen, but need patience.
He
Yes.
says, patience is good. It's a good virtue. He says, well, I'm gonna go see what I can see maybe in the expatriate quarter of town and see if anyone knows that from there.
Perhaps some scouting, but be safe.
Goodbye,
Kiff will
Albert.
say, maybe Albert gets stoned. Maybe find answers that way.
He says that can certainly be helpful. He says, I'll see you all around. And he's gonna waddle off down the stairs.
Well,
All right. Well, I think perhaps it is time that we head off, but before doing so, if everyone would kindly gather around in about 30 feet around us, I think that we might want to not draw too much attention to ourselves. For now.
Fontie
I look at
just
the
standing there in a
weird-
clown suit. He's just
Yes.
like, "Aw, I will change."
are we in
Unless
the?
you want to say.
Are
stay
we in the
like
like
this.
general area here? Can I just move you into the not bathhouse?
Yeah. I mean, is this all
Ah!
part of the like royal suite,
Yes.
or are we in the? Okay.
Yes, this entire
Yeah.
thing except for like the stairs are like going up. I think this is the other area.
This is the second floor here. This
Yeah.
part is the second floor. The first floor I
Sorry.
put down here.
I didn't mean to
Okay.
slam you into Altair.
That's
That was
fine.
my fault.
You couldn't balance on all 4 feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
I may have
just
smushed
because-
you two together.
We don't want to be accosted in the middle of the road. So,
There we go. And Marvis is taking a nap.
yes.
Wonderful.
He
So
He powered
He
down
has
too
a-
hard. It's going to take us forever to reboot Windows
Yeah,
95.
Yeah, no, he's got a big Windows update right now,
Yes.
so I can't
He,
do
he
anything.
got a little water from the bath, and now he's just sitting in rice.
Oh man, I had the worst.
I mean,
He's just sitting
He's
in
ru-
rice.
he's running Windows 95. It's going to take him 30 minutes to boot up. We might as well get coffee.
Yes. Oh no. So, Maggie, are you casting a spell?
I was gonna cast Seeming to change all of our appearances. Do we all want to be drow or?
Probably for the best, and the more feminine looking, the better.
Indeed. Wait. What are the actual components of this? Let's see.
I think you need like something like a makeup, if I'm not mistaken. It's like
No, it's just verbal and somatic.
okay. Never mind.
So I say and something witty and snap my fingers, and we all now look like like
Lady Drow.
well-to-do drow, not
Ooh,
not
chango,
too ostentatious.
What about, is that good for Dromik and I?
Because we have
Dromik,
tails.
Yes. I
Does
can.
that-
You must choose a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs.
So
I would
that
say a
does that
tail
include
roll.
tail?
You could try
yeah.
to hide your tail.
Yeah,
Wait,
I think.
Kiff is okay being in, like, fancy clothes like Yllaxis' servant. Because that was the going line when we came
Okay.
in.
Yeah. Plus, because you're a little smaller, I can only make you a bit shorter or taller.
Shorter or taller, you
Yeah.
can't be.
So I can't do too much. So I'll make you look like Drow Yllaxis' servant, but not exactly like Kiff. Like because
You'll be a different color cobalt with slightly different
Yeah.
features.
and like whatever the kobolds here wear instead of your armor and stuff.
Right. What do you
I
want to
wear,
do
like,
with me?
loincloths.
Because I can do the same thing. But yeah. I can do the same thing, like servant wise might be good.
But no, Kiff will
Haven't
wear
seen- Yeah.
nice clothes because Yllaxis
Yes.
takes care of her servants.
Yes, of course she
Because
does.
if you take care of them, they'll take
I
care
take care of
you.
you.
Also, just like no one would be caught with a servant in such bad dress. I mean, it speaks poorly of the. It sounds really bad. I'm gonna stop now. Okay. So I think we can like try to disguise the tail in like a cloak. Cause I can make clothing too. So like maybe you're a drow with like a very thin
Whatever.
tail covered by a cloak.
Sure, whatever you would prefer. I can keep it tucked
Listen.
close, or
Yeah.
and like tucked under the cloak.
Make him a tiefling.
Oh, genius!
Have we seen any other tieflings here?
You kind of just got here. You didn't go to the busiest parts.
I
around.
was knocked unconscious.
There
so-
was some diversity in the market area.
There's
you
definitely
might have
more.
seen like one or two tieflings. Yeah.
At least I'm not a
right.
lizard folk.
Yeah. You're a
Lizard folk is
tiefling.
Yeah, that's
great.
You're a
I like
tiefling Dromik.
Wow.
Wow, Maggie just memed.
Wow.
Thanks.
I love it.
I feel so youthful now. I like know all the.
You know all the
like,
the slang.
slang.
this
the
Hello-
Hello,
lingo.
hello, young
This
adults.
entire
It's me,
place
your
is
peer.
so totally fire.
Yeah. The most.
Hello, drow.
and
It's me, another drow.
And if we end up
Hello, fellow drow. Like drow fellows, fellow drow.
Yes. Go ahead.
if tiefling Dromik or Tiefmik, I don't know, does end up attracting too much
Tiefmik.
attention, then while we're turning some corner, I'll change you into a drow and do that tail cloak thing.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll do it live.
Yeah, remember you can seam me into other things.
Yes, malleable illusions.
Yes.
Okay, so Yllaxis, I don't know if you were there for the beginning part, but we're going to go to Lady Nerotel first. I must ascertain the well-being of Nero before agreeing to any duel, because that would be silly otherwise. And then we'll go to the other places. So, sound good?
Sure, no problem.
Indeed. All right. Off we
Oh,
go.
Altea probably just has to look like a regular horse. He's
Yes.
waited all the time to not be a horse, but now he's a horse.
Now he has to look like a
Can
regular horse. Feel free to
I
say
should
one of
add-
those two.
I should add that horses aren't normal here. More large spiders. or
Large
lizards.
spiders, riding spiders.
Or lizards.
Or lizards!
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's probably better.
You did say that there were horses. Like, you made a point of saying that it was illegal for men to ride horses, therefore there must be horses for it to be illegal.
You know what? Okay, that's fine. There's horses.
So, well, also, but like, fun idea. Since he has wings now, could I make him like a 6-legged spider that's just missing 2 legs? Like a giant, like a large
I'm about it. I don't think
spider.
That would
think
be fine. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not the one who's
He'd
using it.
appreciate it, but sure, do it.
All right. Altier, oh wait, I'm not old anymore. I apologize in advance. And do that. Then I'll say, if you really hate it, we can make you a horse, and perhaps I can disguise the wings as bags of, you know,
Rice.
baggage. But we're trying not to draw too much attention to ourselves just yet. But you let Yllaxis know, and she'll let me know if you really hate it.
Poor Altair. Just
Waited
became a
all over.
Pegasus. Has to be a horse again.
No, a giant spider
I'm
A giant
sorry, that
spider
other
horse.
one.
missing 2 legs.
Riding lizard, question mark? Actually, I
That's the
don't know
number-
if we've really seen them.
Number of limbs.
Oh yeah, I guess right, because he has the wings, you're switching them to limbs.
Yeah,
I understand now.
like they still come out, but instead of going up, they go,
Go down.
at their legs.
I'm picking up what you're putting down now. I understand the general anatomy of spiders. The druid is now grasping the general basic shape of spider. I got it.
Spider?
We did it.
Yeah.
There's a
Maybe-
knock at the door. It says housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Oh, housekeeping. We're just leaving, correct?
Just on our way out.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm speaking in whatever dialect of Elvish is appropriate.
Undercommon, correct?
So, is it Undercommon
It's like
or
a
like
mix.
the Drow dialect? Okay, because I speak both, and I'm very good at mimicking people and also languages. So I feel like I would just, however, everyone around me sounds is how I'm talking.
People generally speak Elvish here, but they'll get you to
Okay.
speak Common, but they're gonna might like look askance at you.
No, I mean,
Kinda like if you
obviously
lived in
I'm
the
Drow,
Montreal,
so
you speak French.
I'm a Drow. So
I am
I'm
Drow.
speaking Elvish. Yeah, we're all
Hello,
we're all
I
Drow.
am Drow.
Hello.
Welcome to my Drow home.
Actually, sorry, last thing before we leave, I'll telepathic bond us, so this way if someone says something in Elvish, we can like
Oh, thank God.
telepathically, like
Thank
maybe
you.
we can't respond in Elvish, but at least like nod or
React
shake
Good
hands.
thing I
appropriately.
know Elvish,
Yeah.
otherwise it'd be very bad.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm a lizard.
they're not going to be
What?
talking to Kiff. Dromik is the only one that would be
Uh,
the concern.
If
right?
I'm currently dressed up as a
Tiefling?
tiefling, then it shouldn't be an issue. I can just
Alright,
be
well,
like,
just in case.
But
Just
yes,
in case.
still
We're
good.
telepathically
Still
bonded
good to
now.
know.
Yes.
And Maggie usually ritual that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I am ritualing. Yeah.
If can do the thing like it's a trope. I forget from like what movie or whatnot, but there was like one really big like stocky guy who was always like really quiet, and he would have like a short little lanky guy that the big guy would whisper into his ear, and then the short guy would say what he was
Yeah.
saying, and then everyone would communicate through the little guy to talk to the big guy.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, yes. All right, wonderful. So, quick, does anyone know where Roldan's little pieces go? I'm just gonna put Marvis there for now. Is he purple or pink?
It's red usually.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, he's a-
Housekeeping.
yeah. I think we're leaving. Yes.
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 I'll go up to the door and open it as a tiefling.
Open it with great flourish, please.
Yes, of course, always.
I say out loud.
Yeah.
Boy is there with the housekeeping cart, which has like all the fresh sheets and the laundry basket and all the fresh truffle oils cans.
I'll just say
And he
in
gasps at seeing the tiefling. He says, "Oh, are you with?" He just does. He seems
I'll
like
just stride up to the front. Nothing to be too concerned about. We're just on our way out. Thank you so much for taking good care of things. Goodbye.
Why
and
don't
a
you
bunch
roll
of-
vision or deception
Okay.
or something too, with your brand new charisma.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, it doesn't affect my actual skills because it's just one. But thank you.
I mean, yeah.
Is this like to avoid being detected that I'm not drow?
Well,
type of
we all
deception?
We're the people who were supposed to be in the room.
yeah, we're not the human or the creatures that were supposed to be
Okay.
residing
Yeah,
in
so I
that
don't think
room.
that qualifies.
Besides me.
He thinks
That's
you're
That's
like-
true. Kiff is actually totally fine.
Deception. Oh my god, I can't look. 23.
Wow.
I rolled a 16. Yeah.
He coughs and he backs up. He says, yes, ma'am. Yeah, Albert.
Maggie knows we're here.
Maggie knows best.
Okay, great.
I'll
So
give him a
the
little
first-
wink.
Okay.
Am I a female tiefling or a male tiefling?
Which do you want to be?
I don't know. I know that female are considered slightly higher. I'm just yeah, it's preferable. I was just wondering.
The school of illusion is.
I just forgot.
Make anything you want.
Sir,
Yeah.
it's good
It's-
until
it's
people
How
know.
what you're comfortable with within reason, and then I
Yeah.
look at Altier and I'm like, I'm sorry again.
I have no qualms in being female. Just so we know, like I have no issues with that. I never will.
All right. I guess you're female for now.
Sounds
and if
good.
you hate it, let me know. I'll switch it up.
The housekeeping boy says, "Will you be leaving your golem here, ma'am? I can polish him for you for only 10 gold."
Right. Yeah, he has to technically come with us. I don't know what we
Are
want to
we-
do. with him.
So I think
I
Roll
agree.
did mention that if you will leave him.
Bring him with us? No, he said that like if we get into a fight and people are comfortable with it, he
then-
can be in it, but like also we should probably take him with us.
Yeah. My apologies. And I'll just like,
I think he
Marvis.
can like move.
Marvis, if I believe you can walk in standby mode, if you would very kindly join us.
We can assume he does fall.
Why don't you?
Yeah.
Take a,
The boy looked.
why don't you take a ride?
Oh, a ride
Yes,
on the spider.
spider. That
on
what
the
a sight.
spider?
I think I could have covered us all with seeming.
Yeah, I think
We
so.
were all in a little group. I'll just make him look like a silly male drow who's just, not
No.
having the best day, kind of tired on
Males are not allowed to ride. Males
Oh,
are not allowed. It is
never
illegal.
mind. Good to know. Then a female drow.
Illegal.
Yeah.
Female.
He'll be a very tall female drow who's not having a great day and is just riding on this spider with only 6 legs.
The boy watches you change his appearance with a wave of the hand. And he says, "Wow, what a wizard!" And
And
then
I'll
he
just
starts.
look at him and say shh and give a little wink. And I guess it'll
He
just
smiles
like-
and holds out his hand.
Yeah, I flipped him a gold coin as I winked.
Oh, he likes that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gonna laboriously drag the cart up the stairs. To clean up all the mess you guys left at the head of it.
I'm feeling a little.
This is what I imagine that female Fontiev currently looks like right now in the draw form.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Do you guys want to do anything downstairs? Like they do have a bar and a restaurant where there's a bunch of people hanging out. Or you can go straight to the estate, Lady Lyrakel's estate.
It's probably best to go check up on your nephew at this point, right?
My grandson, but I'm
Your grandson.
flattered that you said nephew. Yes, in the interest of time, I will check to see if there are any indicators of what time it is, we should be on our way.
Okay, I'll call that 9:30. Actually, you
Okay,
did a bunch of rituals, so I'll call it 9:45. Okay,
That's fair.
so you go straight there. You can move right over here.
Where?
Sorry if I'm somewhat quiet. Over here.
That's okay.
I am currently
thanks.
apparently super overloading my encoding for some reason that I'm unbeknownst to
no.
myself, because everything seems fine. I'm so if I seem slightly confused, that's why.
I seem like a
Thank you for the lurk. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That.
Okay, so it's a very fancy part of town. Every estate has nice little gardens with all kinds of colorful little mushrooms and little specially grown crystals. There's a couple of tough-looking guards here. They have some kind of weapon that looks like half sword, half wand. And there's a big hairy tarantula, the kind that will make you itchy if you touch it, hanging out on the steps. And
Well, hello.
there's
sorry,
like
go
a
on.
big sign that says like the Lyratel, like the word of the name of the family over the gate.
Well, hello there. We're here to see Lady Lyratel. I believe she is probably expecting us in some form or another.
One of the guards, the tarantula comes up and kind of like starts examining people, not touching them, but just kind of looking at them. The guard says,
I'm going to like.
I don't know. We weren't expecting anyone today.
You can tell her we're here on behalf of Maggie.
I'm gonna take a
Magdala.
look at the tarantula. I just want to look at it and start studying it. I want to learn all of the things.
All of the things.
All of the things.
Tarantula stares at you. You stare at the tarantula.
It's a bug, and I do have giant insect the spell. I also am hoping to see one of those riding lizards eventually.
So if we're gonna be here for a few minutes, Kiff will turn to Dromik and go, Dromik want to ask him a question?
I'm just gonna look at Kiff and say, don't use my real name. And no, not now. I don't want to spoil what Maggie needs to do.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyway, you do see like a lady riding a lizard just kind of casually. So the guards confer with each other, and they're like, "Maggie, is this real? I don't know. It feels like I did hear something." So it's like, okay, just a minute. You know, she says, "Why don't you all come in?" They say, "Don't touch anything. We'll put you in the drawing room, and I'll let the lady know you're here."
Much appreciated. I assume True Seeing has worn off by now. It's an hour. Probably.
And this guard who doesn't say your name says, "By the way, I can tell you all got some spells up, but you know, if you start fights here, be sure that we can start that fight just as hard right back at you. So, no funny business."
None intended.
I'm just grabbing everybody.
Thanks.
The good thing we're not an improv troupe, otherwise we'd be really screwed right now.
Where do they want us?
She shouts to a servant, a boy, and she says, "Hey, Bora, show him to the drawing room. I'll go get the lady." And
Oh,
he
is
says
that
this
the
way.
only room over? Is that the only room with this furniture in it?
The only room that I heard.
That's totally fine. I have dumped everyone in there very haphazardly.
We're just in a pile, you know.
Sorry.
Bora says, "Would you like some tea or refreshments?"
I'm fine, thank you. The thought is enough.
Yes, I would like a Sam Adams.
Sam Adams is
Dromik's going to like trace the bookshelf and just look over his shoulder and say, "Tea, please."
He bows and he says, "I'll be back with the tea." You're alone.
That's how we
for-
travel. I would be careful. After he leaves, I would say I'd be careful if I were you, accepting any drinks or food before parley.
Indeed.
I understand, and I'm mostly ordering it to see what happens or what comes in it. If that makes sense.
Understood.
The lady eventually arrives with Bora coming back. He comes back with a tray of tea. He says, "This is the finest mothwing tea," and he puts down a tray for Dromik. It also has a couple of biscuits on it.
The tiefmic. Well, I'll take my tea, and then I'm just gonna kind of hang out over here. As conversation is happening, I would like to smell and see if I can detect if there's any type of, like, poison of any type in there. Poison or disease or something funky. Something that's not supposed to be in tea, because I know tea is just leaves and water.
Okay.
Is there any way I could use, like, nature, knowing, or
Nature
like,
medicine or something.
medicine? Medicine would be preferred.
This tea is
How
mothwing.
about detect bullshit?
Essentially, but medicine would be preferred. I'm sorry, continue.
Is she trying to sit on the couch?
Oh, 16.
Okay, so you're pretty sure there is no poison in the tea that you know of.
Okay. I'm just gonna, like, blow on it like it's, I don't know, like I want it to be cooler.
Bora goes and just kind of stands in the corner as though he's waiting for to be instructed to do something else. Lady Leartail appears. She smiles when she sees Maggie. She says, "Oh, Maggie." She says, "This is rather awkward."
I don't think she knows this is Maggie. We look like drows, correct?
Unless she has true sight.
Oh, she might have true sight.
She might. So does she say Maggie?
Yeah, that's what she says.
Oh, okay, yeah, she knows.
Ah,
She says, "I do assume you are Maggie, are you?"
that was a very
were-
astute assumption. You seem to have quite the perceptive pair of eyes. However, I would request that before we discuss too much further,
She chuckles and she says, "Oh, woman's intuition, I suppose."
indeed, since I think we have quite important matters to discuss, may I request a more private audience?
More private, she says. "Well, you certainly have brought a lot of friends."
We mean no harm nor disrespect, but as you know, I have been summoned here for a duel for my grandson, which last I heard, Nero was being kept here, and I would.
Takes a deep breath and she nods. She says, "Yes, that." So
Yes, I'd go on.
what do you mean by more private?
I look at Mora standing in the corner, watching everything.
The lady sighs and she looks at Margie and says, "You fool, get out of here." She doesn't want to look at your ugly face. And then he kind of looks sad and then he shuffles out.
Well, that isn't quite what I said, but
Brutal.
I suppose whatever gets the job done.
The lady says, "Yes, now, what did you want to talk about?"
Yes, before I agree to any duels, I would like to ascertain the well-being of Nero, and also ensure that if I do win this duel, that he will be able to leave without issue. Is he still being kept here?
She takes a deep breath and she sighs. She says, "Yes." So things have changed since I initially met Nero. And
Oh, great. The deal
learned.
has altered. Everyone panic.
Things have changed since I initially met that wonderful, beautiful little man. And,
Yes, well, he is quite the pair of jeans.
pair of jeans, she says, "Is that what you call them?" And she chuckles. And she says, "Yes, he's quite a treasure." I initially wanted to do you myself, except word of basically his tales of your wonderful exploits and achievements, and all of you really spread through our city, and people became very curious and interested. People soon believed that it was Maggie's marauders that were the most powerful and wise mages and champions in all of the surface world, and the queen here took an interest and decided that that no one could be known as stronger than her. So there's this rule where she basically had took the right of dueling away from me because she is higher ranked.
Hmm.
So when that happened, I couldn't rightfully challenge you anymore, unfortunately.
A shame.
Indeed, she says. And looking at Maggie, looking her up and down, she says, I so would have liked to, match wits with a woman of your caliber.
My, how honeyed your words are. It is much appreciated, but you still haven't answered one of my first questions. Is Nero here, or has Queen Madara taken him into her custody for the sake of this duel?
The lady Laertel takes a deep breath, looks at everyone else, and looks back at Maggie. She says, well, let me ask you a different question. Nero has said that he wishes to sell my family's patented wand crafting business all over the service world and make tons and tons of money. She says, would you agree with him that you would help in this endeavor in your, she says, what was it, quest to defeat your emperor?
If
Can
I
I insight check her?
Sure.
Just want to see her general demeanor. No.
Oh no.
Get it out of the way.
What was the total?
It was a 1 plus.
Oh no, I was gonna
Yeah.
insight check her a minute.
Yeah, Fontiev was also gonna do that because he doesn't trust how shifty the situation is going.
I mean, Dromik has a +10, if possible.
Yeah, I know that. I would
mean, fair
prefer
enough.
someone else besides me do it, but
Yes, I will.
I have a 0 insight, so.
Yes, I will do it when the time comes. But sorry, go ahead, Yllaxis.
What was your total insight check?
7.
Oh,
You notice that she is not
no.
answering the questions, and she doesn't seem to be in a hurry to do so.
though.
You notice that she's wearing a lot of jewelry that looks like it could be magical. And you notice that she doesn't seem nervous. She seems pretty relaxed.
Telepathically, I say to Maggie, she's tough to read. I don't trust her.
is my response.
The lady says, "I see you came here having cast several spells upon yourselves. Are you sure everything is entirely well? Do you need help in your quest?"
Well, first, if we can just backtrack to what you were mentioning. So it seems that you would like Nero to sell your patented wands above the surface?
She says, "Yes, I believe such a deal would profit you as well. If it is true that you don't have those aren't common on the surface, and you do wish to fight a war. I heard there was a lot of war going on up above."
That's all you wanted from him?
He says, "Well, he is. I have taken him as my lover, and he is quite what's the word, demure and compliant in that area."
Ew.
Right.
Sorry,
and
don't say that out loud. Just to...
where is he again? Did you say? Perhaps I missed it.
He says, "Oh, would you like to see him?"
Where is he?
He says, "Such a meeting can be arranged. It can easily be arranged. But I would like to get a bit of an agreement with you first. To do me a favor, is." She says, "This queen has become old and increasingly mad, and she has forbidden all trading with the surface world. She says that it is dangerous and inferior, and that usual paradox where the surface world is both too strong and too weak and stupid all at the same time to be interacted with. I really want to expand my family's business and make more money," she says. "If you could either persuade the queen or have the council vote to what's the word? Abdicate or replace the queen, I would let you have all the time of Nero that you desire. Your wonderful grandson.
Well,
Think you're being
if I
grifted.
do undertake this duel, I would have him anyway, first of all, and I would
She
perhaps in
chuckled. She said, "What?
negotiations.
You mean if you win?"
That's what I said.
She says, "I would recommend avoiding the need for a duel. Perhaps there's a better way."
Indeed, but as a part of this, I am in a unique position to shake things up a little bit, as it so happens. So I think the question is, rather than what I can do for you, it's what you can do for me, so that I can appropriately shake things up in a way that would benefit you as well.
She narrows her eyes and looks a little bit amused and a little bit skeptical. And she says, "Is this a demand?" She says, "You're coming into my home and you're going to make a demand. Is that right? Are you?
It's not a
Are you
demand.
truly the barbaric marauder that that the queen believes you to be?"
Did I threaten you? It's not a demand. There are plenty of people who are dissatisfied with the queen, and I'm sure many of them would offer things to have her removed. So I'd like to hear your bid, if it please you.
Very well, she says. Okay. She says, "I'll let you speak to him. I'll let you speak to him for about 10 minutes. And after that, if you do your business with the queen, then I will give him his complete freedom,
I'm gonna insight check that.
as he so deserves."
I'm gonna roll bean dice since they're here.
It's a trap.
Nah, 24. It already rolled a 1, so it can't roll a 1 again. That's my
Uh-oh.
thinking. It was on 1 and no
Careful
one
with that
touched
logic.
it. It was on 1 and no one touched it, so it didn't want to be on 1 again. That is literally my superstition with dice rolling. So, don't at me. Anyway, 24.
She seems cocky. She seems like she knows that Maggie really wants the grandson, and
Yes.
she's trying not to give away the cow just yet.
The complete freedom thing, she just cocky about it. She just seems kind of like I know I'm asking very specifically, but
This household has seemed quite conservative to you
yes. Okay. That's
traditional.
yes, that's what I assumed.
And it seems as though she believes that if given his freedom, he'll still choose.
He'll
to stay,
still choose to stay. Yeah.
because
okay.
she's very confident. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Arrogance case, but
Yes.
And I trust that Dromik is sharing his insights.
Actually, what I'm going to do is share first mentally. I want to share something, just I don't know, outlandish and rather nasty about this woman, and see if she does anything. If her appearance, yes, if she has any reaction. I want to say something just really blatantly nasty about her, and make sure she knows it's me, the LizardFolk, saying it.
are you saying it out loud or with it?
Oh no, telepathy.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have anything particularly nasty to say about her as a drow, but like, almost as
Your
if.
sense of style is
No, you know what I'm gonna say?
1970.
I'm gonna just say, I understand why they can't catch these lizard folk, the white lizard folk out there. They're truly not nearly as good at spells as they want to believe they are. I'm just waiting to see if she has a adverse reaction to me putting her below the white lizard folk.
I'm just trying to be clear. You said that telepathically, not out loud, right?
Correct, I am testing something.
Okay. She doesn't seem to know what you said telepathically.
Yeah, she seems just kind of like, whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
then I will tell Maggie what I've figured out telepathically as well. I was testing because if I'm wise enough to understand if she had seen through illusions, she may be able to hear us too. So I just wanted to test to see if she heard us. Then I'll tell Maggie what I can see. She looks arrogant. She thinks that if she does give him his freedom, that he will choose her. Maybe. She seems very overconfident about this.
Tell me, I hear that you are a very proficient spellcaster. Would you say so?
She bows. She says, "It has been said. You have heard this. If you have heard this, it has been said."
Indeed, you do have quite an estate and a number of. What are you doing with the figure?
Not
A
sit on the
number
couch.
of magical, it seems, items.
He says, "Oh, but so do you. I'm sure.
Of course.
A marauder such as yourself would have looted all sorts of trinkets from the
A herald,
Oh,
if you will. A herald, if you will.
Is-
Have
oh,
you
Harold,
ever
Harold. Do you
visited?
guys have a title, a special name that you're known by in the surface world?
Yes, the heralds.
Harold.
But with your abilities, have you ever, or do you find yourself capable of visiting people at night? Perhaps sending a shadow to speak to someone or spy on them?
Says, "If I so choose."
Can so two things. One, can I ask Dromik to insight check? And also speaking with her, do I recognize her voice? Because I had like a kind of elvish a lady shadow of a lady visit me speaking elvish once.
And
And-
the voice does sound like the same voice, yeah.
Like the
Okay.
same one. Okay.
Do you still want me to insight check? I'm happy to do
Yes.
that.
Yes, please.
I do. Oh, wow. 30.
That was an extremely smug expression from her.
Yeah.
She definitely can and does do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there is no doubt in my mind that she does do this, and it's not uncommon for her.
Well, that is very impressive. I
He says, "Would you like to learn such spells?"
perhaps in time, but
The
you
ability to
see,
project your shadow of yourself hundreds of miles away is quite powerful, and it isn't easy to learn.
interesting. Is that like the spell project image?
Well, it's similar, she says, but
Similar.
different.
Indeed,
It
interesting.
draws on the shadow power.
Now, I am intrigued. You see, I had such a shadow visit me once not too long ago, and it did. She sounded quite a bit like you, but it's very interesting. She called me by a different name. Not Maggie. Sound familiar?
Jesus, well, you have been known by different names in different times and places, according to what I've learned.
Indeed, but this perhaps was a name that Nero would only have told someone very dear to him. I can't help but think it must have been you.
She just kind of cocks her head and smiles a little bit. She says, "Oh, perhaps."
Now it's interesting.
She says, "There are various ways to learn secret names." She said, "Did you know that you can, if you learn the true name of a fiend or an angel, you can command them without fail?"
I have heard such. Yllaxis, I think you were going to say something.
He's just going to say, must mean that he feels very comfortable and safe with you.
"Oh, he does," she says. "He has so much fun just tinkering with the little wands in his workshop.
Does he now?
So adorable to watch," she says. "I can see why you really love him as his grandmother." She says, "You are his grandmother, aren't you?"
You know, it's
She says
so.
that in a loud, kind of slightly accusatory voice.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was getting to it. You see, I can only think that someone who would call me by the name that you called me and knows Nero as intimately as you knows that his grandmother Maggie is residing in the area of New Tantris, which was destroyed yesterday by a bloodworm. Did you know?
He blinks a little bit when you say destroyed by a bloodworm. She looks a little concerned now.
entirely destroyed. And you know,
He says,
Nero
"This
has.
by a blubber." Jesus said, "Did you scry this?"
I saw it myself with my own eyes. You can check if you don't believe me. But more concerning, I would think that Nero, who had a very strenuous, tenuous relationship with his grandmother, but did love her dearly, would be sorely remiss to know that while he was being kept here by a woman that he thought loved him, his grandmother was eaten by a terrible, terrible monster.
Eaten by a terrible monster.
Indeed. It was quite gruesome. I think he'd
Okay.
probably find it hard to reconcile that fact. I think that no matter what magic you may use to sway him, he might never forgive a person who had to keep him here while his grandmother died, and he never got to reconcile with her. So your threats of keeping him
She looks a
here
little amused. She blinks a bunch
mean.
and does like a big take in breath.
So your
Spreads her
initial.
arms over the couch cushions.
So your bid, while appreciated, is not quite what I'm looking for. If you want me to best Queen Madara, if you want me to get rid of her, I will need actionable help that can accomplish such a task.
Actionable help.
Yes.
You want access to Nero.
Why no? If I win the deal, I will have that anyway. And even if you keep him, he'll never forgive you.
If he talks, what are you gonna do? Sue me? For his guardianship?
The duel is for him.
2 weeks
It
later.
is-
All right. All rise for the Honorable Judge Smithy Smith for the case of parental action over child.
Biff is just gonna sink into his pocket for a snack stick and quietly nibble on it in the corner while watching the drama unfold.
While Maggie is doing that, I will step in and say, "Dear lady, it is written out in the bylines of the duel that Maggie, if she wins, receives the ownership of Nero. Certainly, that is the case, right? This was written by the queen herself."
He says, I haven't actually seen the document itself. There was many rumors, of course, but this was sent directly to Maggie. She says, may I look at it?
No.
Certainly,
I
it's
don't think you're being.
standard. You were the duel master, were you not? Certainly, it's standard.
He says, well,
Just-
if those are the stakes, he says, I guess suppose there isn't much I can do.
Well, did you like being the duel master?
It was a lot of work, a lot of paperwork.
Well, while the final
She
laws.
sighs and looks a little bit defeated now.
You know, given that the final laws have not quite been worked out just yet, and that is something I intend to do later today, that's why I came to speak with you first.
He says, I do appreciate that gesture. And smiles.
Yes. To
He says,
see,
so you'd like to see Nero with you?
I mean, I would as a concession, but I'm more here about what it is that you're looking for in the process of unseating Queen Madara, and what it is that you can offer to the cause.
He says, well,
Be-
I have a seat on the city council. I have friends on the city council, she says. Friends who would all like to see, the government, reformed with a younger queen or president, as may be appropriate,
Indeed.
without any major changes to the other laws. The queen has gone slightly mad. She has recently forbidden the meeting of the council, which is rather controversial, as you might imagine. We could, of course, meet and vote to depose her, but we don't want to trigger some sort of constitutional crisis here if we can avoid it.
Indeed. So what better way to take advantage than with the duel that she herself has proposed, which brings me back to the same thing. I could go to any of those other council members. So what can you offer me?
He says, well, how about access to your grandson?
But we're already getting access with the wind. I have a list here of all the people that we can discuss these terms with.
Indeed.
Quite frankly, right now you're just standing here wasting time for us when we could be speaking with one of them.
I do think we should probably be getting on our way soon. If you're not going to offer anything to help. But I will take that into account when everything is worked out
He
for
says,
the
wait.
winning concessions.
She says, okay. She says, will you promise, word of honor, that you will appropriately, you and Nero, or if he goes, will appropriately sell my wands on the surface with the family, under the family name and license?
We can
If so, I
arrange.
can help you. I can give you very important help during the duel.
I would think it's already in your best interest to help me win so you can regain control of the council. At this point, if you'd like to ask for a concession to arrange the sorry, I can't talk. Arrange the selling of your patented wands, then the concession I would ask is to verify at this moment that Nero is well. I think
If
that's
it's,
more than fair.
Kiff is listening to this, and the only thing he's thinking of is like meal stick Happy Meals, where it's like they put the meal on a wand, and the kids have something to
Then
play
they
with
just get the
afterwards.
wand.
You know what? You know what?
Incredible.
I like to think that Kiff is so focused on this thought and
Maggie
with
feels it.
with the telepathic bonding, I'm like, and we already have quite the entrepreneur here. I'm sure it would not be a problem at all to use our network to sell your wands very well. So,
She nods and says to Kiff. She says, kobolds are free on the surface, are they?
Kiff finishes a small bite of cheese and kind of gulps, and turns to her and says, "Yes, yes."
She says, "Would you? I could even show you how to use a patented magical licensing technique so that your brand and your recipes are preserved no matter where they are traded or sold."
Kiff turns to Maggie and turns to Yllaxis,
I kind of put my hand towards Kiff. Go ahead, finish what you were going to say.
and then in Draconic he asks Yllaxis, "Patent?"
She
already
nods.
has very
No one else
special-
can steal your meal stick idea and claim it was some other kobold who invented it.
I'm gonna respond, you know Draconic.
She says, "Well, we do have a dragon on the city council, don't we? And I was educated in all of the useful arts."
indeed,
Very
we're going to
interesting.
speak to her later.
Kiff is gonna turn to Maggie.
Or I'll bring in Nero.
My only difficulty was learning dragon kanji.
Now,
So difficult.
one moment. Just before you bring him in, I want to verify that the terms of our agreement are well established. One, pertaining to the duel, you, Lady Lyratel, will do everything you can to aid our cause, so that through this duel we may displace Queen Madara and restore the council and your reputation to its utmost glory. Is item 1 agreed upon?
Item 1, of course, is your item. She chuckles. She says, "Yes, if you wish to be first in that way."
Indeed. Excellent. Item 2 is that upon settling of the duel and Nero being returned to me without you having any claim to him, the two of us will arrange for your patented wands to be sold on the surface with the best of our entrepreneurship abilities. Is item 2 agreed upon?
She nods eagerly. She says, "Yes, yes." She says, "In fact, I would send a delegation to do it." Says yes. She says, "If you have not yet spoken to Sister Shantae, well, she's rather. Well, I wouldn't be caught reading with her in public. She has been proposing to everyone that there should be a big pilgrimage up to the surface. Everyone can see what it's like. There could be a great sales opportunity."
Excellent. Now, do you think we need to sign on this just to ensure that we are in complete understanding?
He says, "That sounds perfectly nice." She says, "Shall I call my devil?"
Your devil? I don't deal with devils.
But their contracts are second to none.
Devils
Well-
deal with me.
Yes.
You must know of our exploits, our adventures, if you will, on the
Indeed.
surface.
Kiff will scurry up to Maggie and kind of just like tug her dress a little bit to get her attention, and then he'll go into his pack and pull out his parchment and ink and quill and hand it to her.
All right. So I will.
His paper is reasonable enough.
Okay. So I will write out the terms exactly as I just mentioned. Basically, Lady Lyratel will do her best to aid our cause, so that through this duel or our activities here, we will get rid, essentially, displace, Queen Madara, and in doing so, will restore her and the rest of the council to their former glory.
Dromik
Yes.
is going to say mentally, put in a clause that she needs to do a satisfactory job in
Yes.
aiding us. There needs to be finite. There
Thank you
needs to be
for
yeah,
your
yeah.
wisdom. Yes.
Yeah.
This must be concrete help to
It should be up to
meeting,
our standards, basically, as well.
yes, meeting our standards, or else, regardless of the outcome of the duel, our party, the Heralds, has no obligation to uphold the restoration of her station. Do I need to write this out?
I know that
It should be okay.
the Queen's increasing obsession with duels. She tends to place lots of traps on the arena, and I
That-
have various ways to learn about where those are and what those are.
That is excellent, helpful information, and if you are able to share that all, of course, after we sign the contract, so that everything is, official. If you are able to share that helpful information, and it is ascertained to be correct and serving of our cause, then we will uphold our end of the bargain. But as I'm sure you can understand, if the information that you share is less than helpful, that we have no obligation on our end, as it just really put us at risk
You
doing
hear a
this
voice
thing that
from the
helped
hall
you.
saying, "Is Grandma really here?"
Okay. So do you agree on the? Yes. So the language as written states or specifies that she has to do a job that meets our standards in order for us to make good on our end. If she does not meet our standards, then we don't need to uphold our end.
It's agreed.
Okay, excellent. And then item number 2, Lady Lyratel and all her associates will relinquish all claims. Relinquish all claims and nullify all contracts to hold
Except
Nero
true
here.
love, she says. Of course, those cannot
Except
be.
what?
True love.
Well, perhaps. Relinquish all claims and nullify all contracts to holding Nero here under her possession. And after this is done, then Nero and myself will do all that is in our power to use our network to make sure that her patented wands are appropriately sold above the surface.
She
And
said
then-
agreed, and she signs that part.
It was then meat on a
So
stick.
she is
a
signed
magical
for
stick.
both. I will sign with my actual name for both.
Your actual, what name are you saying?
I'm signing Saphira.
Wow.
Yes. This is a real
there-
contract.
He says, looking at the name, he says, it's interesting that your name is the same as council.
Isn't it indeed? I thought the same.
She says,
Sure will.
curious, you might speak with her.
Yes, I intend to. She may be our next stop. I will have this verified by the proper authorities when we meet with them later. Sure that an attorney approves it, yada yada, so forth and so on. If you are found to be negotiating under false pretenses and not upholding your end of the bargain, you'll be subjected to the authorities. You know how it works. So,
Lady Electra shakes her head. She looks at Yllaxis. She says, "Is Maggie always this hard-nosed? It's really quite thrilling to listen."
isn't it indeed? Nero does love it when I talk like this. So, I will, after having it approved by a lawyer, we'll get you a copy later tonight. There's a lot to do. So,
She says, "Yes."
pleasure.
And I will vote in the council to form a new government, to select a new queen for
Indeed.
other reasons.
Indeed.
I negotiated. I came in here thinking I was going to, get all my way and everything, but you proposed something that I find much better than what I had originally imagined.
I'm terrified to hear it. Well, we'll be in touch, and you said I could see Nero before I leave, so.
Certainly, he's right here, and she gestures. A lot of the servants have kind of clustered into the hall, and they're all kind of whispering.
And through
Is
the door.
he allowed to come into the room?
She just says, "Of course it's allowed. You may go, Nero." And Nero looks very happy. He says, "Maggie, Grandma," and he rushes forward, and at least it appears to be Nero, and he attempts to give you a hug.
I'm going to,
He casually steps out of the way.
I'm staying within 10 feet of Yllaxis. Yes. I will hug him back, and I will do an investigation to see if I truly think this is in fact Nero and not some kind of disguise or illusion or something,
Yep.
You know how it is. All right, Dice, don't be an asshole,
I'm
please.
sure you'd come. She says,
Please no dice.
Fuck.
Oh.
15.
"You're not sure."
He faintly smells of camembert.
Cheese.
It smells like fresh cut spring flowers with a hint of lemon.
It smells kind of like mushrooms, like kind of old mushrooms.
Mushroomy.
Gotcha.
Old mushrooms is much worse than regular mushrooms.
He says, "It's wonderful to see you." He says, "Would you believe it if I said you actually look a little bit younger than you did when I
I
met
am
you?"
Looks like a
still
drow.
disguised as a drow, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're
Still
all
a-
still.
Drow.
Okay,
It's
So he
also why I
probably
haven't
doesn't
been
know.
talking like an old lady the whole time.
Yeah.
okay.
So he probably doesn't know yet.
So he probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
Because he is not the kind of person who's going to have, like, detect magic and other stuff, or a true sight on all the time. So, you know what? He doesn't do that.
Well, he wouldn't be of high level enough. Yeah.
And he says, "Is Grandma here?"
Would you be so kind as to
Yeah,
close
raise
the
it.
door
Hey.
behind you?
Okay, then he closes the door.
Okay. And let's see. I will walk over. Actually, yeah, I'll start to walk over. I will wave, and as I wave, I will. My palm, there will be a tattoo of a blue serpent that kind of forms. I will hold it there long enough to make sure he sees it, but I'm kind of keeping my palm away from Lady Lyratel, and then I'll close it and let it fade. But I want to make sure that he sees that on my palm, that he sees that symbol, which he should
sees that,
recognize.
and then after space, and then they go through the whole hug thing. On the
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, like, I can understand. You look different, but I get it." He says, "It's wonderful to see you." He
It's
says,
good
I
to
hope you didn't come all the way down here just to rescue a little gentleman in distress."
I would always
Nancy
come
wouldn't
for
smile
you.
at Lady Lyratel.
I would always come for you. You know that.
To be
It's
fair,
good to see you.
to be fair, you did make very good time. It's only been like what, a couple actual in-game weeks.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah, we
Yeah.
yeah, probably a
Yeah,
couple weeks.
I think I saw him like 10 days ago.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
He did a lot in 10 days. So did we.
So
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun working here, working with Lady L. He says I've showed her ways to like increase her business. He says I've increased my skill at enchanting and artificing. He says, "Have you seen the golems they've got around here? It's amazing."
Truly, truly, I knew you would be so pleased by that. You know, I'm really happy for you, and you've met this wonderful, wonderful lady. You know, you seem even better than when I saw you in your dreams the other night. And I'm gonna glance over at Lady Lyratel as I say this.
She raises her eyes. He says, "Oh, dreams shared, lucid dreams shared with one's grandmother. How intimate."
I'll roll my eyes when she says grandmother, because, like, her bit isn't fooling anyone anymore. Like, come on. So, yes, well, there are many ways to visit people across the plane of existence. Anyway,
Lady Lyratel says, "Nero, are you sure, entirely sure it's your grandmother?" He says, "You know, you should always be suspicious if there's magical disguises or illusions or false forms and all that." And Nero says, "Well, I'm quite sure, I think."
I do have some news for you, but I don't want to impose on Lady Lyratel too much. And we have quite a busy day. I have many other people to speak to. But don't worry, I am taking care of things, and we will touch base again soon, I think. I kind of want to. Oh yeah, go on.
I just wanted to ask if I could insight check him, just to see,
Yeah.
like, if he is of
Magically
his
charmed?
own, yeah, of his
That's
own
actually-
volition.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to do it, you can. I have pretty
I had
decent
a-
wisdom
yeah.
or insight. I mean, but like, I'm
You and I can both look at this, I think. I'm going to prompt him with something
Okay.
and say, Nero, it's very nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you, and we've only met really in passing. But it seems to me that you're very happy
just
here.
basic things.
I'm very happy here. Is that? I'm sorry. We're gonna continue. Is that just your question?
Yeah, that was the casual part, and then the real thing I was going to say after that was, you know, way back in the capital, back in the old days, Maggie actually offered to set the two of us up, but I see that you found someone else.
He says, "Well, you are quite beautiful and lovely, Miss."
Can I roll insight while he's like reminiscing on all of this? I just want to, unless you want me to wait.
You're trying to see how genuine this Nero character.
Yeah, it seems forced by magic or
Yes.
anything.
That I want to see if he has any underlying nervousness, or if he is slightly clouded, or any type of like offishness. You know what I mean? Other than like genuine, nice, normal human. Okay. 29.
You think that it's possible he could be under the influence of a drug that makes him sort of more happy and lovey and than he
Okay.
would otherwise be.
Okay, so there does seem to be something off, but I am unsure as to what. Can't put it on a spell, can't put it on maybe a drug sort of thing. He has rose-colored glasses on, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does seem very happy to see Maggie, although he seems a little skeptical. He keeps glancing back at Lady Lyratel and glancing back at me.
Yeah. Before we leave, you guys can do any other things.
I just wanted to relay this to Maggie. Mentally,
Okay.
of course. I'm not going to be like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, guess
It's-
what?
Appreciated. Yeah. I also, like, from when I contacted him previously,
Yeah,
I
you would
already
probably
had
have
a
an idea.
sense. So I appreciate the confirmation. I am going to kind of just, like, I'm going to give him, like, all right, I'm going to stand here. I'm going to gently, like, pull him in for a hug so he's a little shifted over, you know, like this way, like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. And then hugging him tight, I'm going to whisper in his ear in, like, a very, very quietest tone I can manage. And I can even use some, like, minor illusion to make this even more of a whisper instead of saying it myself. I'm just going to say, I'm so sorry Mutantris has been destroyed.
He says, he gasps. He says, "What?"
I know! Can you believe? I always knew she was a hussy. It's what I'm saying out loud.
Out loud.
Because he gasped.
Loudly. Yeah.
He looks confused. He's trying to say something, but he says, well, he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, I have my back to Lady Lyratil. I'm just kind of widening my eyes a little bit, like,
No.
don't.
Not
like,
now.
Don't. Come
Yeah.
on. You're smarter than this.
Look at me. Look at me.
He nods,
Eye
yeah.
contact.
Yeah. I mean, I know you weren't really paying attention, but whew! The scandals since you've left the surface world. Anyway.
Bad hussy, yeah, bad hussy. I get it.
I mean, truly. Truly.
Could I hear more of this story?
I really, really do want to tell you more, but
The lady
look over
sighs and she kind of looks at her clock and she says,
What time is it, by the way?
let's put it at 10:15 a.m.
Okay.
Nice.
She says, now we do have to get back to business. And she says, Nero, you want to finish those demonstration ones, don't you, for the big trip? You know, if Maggie's little tussle goes well. And he says, yes, ma'am.
Indeed. I won't keep you from it. I see that you are enjoying your work here. We'll find time to talk later. Don't worry. And I'll give him a little reassuring pat on the hand and stare deeply into his eyes and just say, it's very good to see you again.
He smiles and he nods. He looks very emotionally pleased. Just better. He says, it's good to know my grandma is safe and sound and apparently moving up in the world.
Indeed.
Lady Lyratil says, anyway, she says, I do ask you one more thing, and that is don't cause too much of a fuss out there in the streets, because there are many people who are sick of this increasingly mad queen, but she has a lot of the more conservative elements on the prowl. There's been a lot of beatings by guards and stuff, and this is quite a nice security town.
I mean, subtlety is our combined middle name. We are the subtle heralds. Don't you see our disguises? We'll get out of your hair now. Appreciate the warning. We'll try not.
Many. I'm not the only person in the town who has detect magic on. There are also warlocks who have it on all the time. So be
Good to
aware
know.
that not
Actually, on that note, I was thinking there is perhaps one other small thing you can do since you are such a purveyor of magical items. Do you happen to have an amulet of non-detection?
He grins and says, "Oh, you want to talk my business? You want to trade?" She says, "Wonderful." She says, I suppose we could make a deal here, or
Do we need to? You've already promised to do your utmost to help us win the duel, and if I'm detected, well, it would really give the jig up. And I smile sweetly.
She says, "We can certainly discuss business. I have hundreds of thousands of gold worth of inventory. I'm not sure I can just give that away. But
It's only an amulet of non-detection.
Help you."
Well, yes, you promised to do so in this signed contract. I take it you're not upholding your end of the bargain?
She said, "Would you like to take this to court?"
Well, I am on my way to see a lawyer later. I don't think it's such a hard ask. I mean, after all the negotiating we did.
Tonight on judge duty.
Dromik's just kind of blurt out, "What is the price?" All
Also
of this
that.
fancy talk takes too long.
She says, "Well, before this quite cocky little lady started mentioning lawyers and things, I was going to offer you quite a nice discount."
What is the price?
I'm just concerned. Okay, I
All
apologize.
of this fancy talk takes
Such
too
things
long.
are very, very valuable and prized, especially in a highly magical, highly secure community such as this one.
Indeed.
I can offer you one of these for 500 gold. An excellent discount.
500.
Oh, so
It will require a tin.
Indeed. And pardon for any offense, it surely was not meant. I was just concerned that we had just signed the contract and you already seemed to be going around it. So, anyway,
He said,
Much
well, this is
appreciated.
really like the utmost I can do if you want to define the term utmost. We can get into that.
It says here to our satisfaction.
May I ask a
Meaning,
But-
you and me, she says.
I'm sorry?
May I ask a
Did
question?
you define the terms at the beginning of the contract? I'm not sure you did.
I
You
said
hear
that.
a
You agreed
quiet-
upon it. It's written
Yeah.
here, and you signed it.
You just hear a quiet
I
thing
point
in
to her.
in my head, like, this is not a fight we want to pick.
Yeah. But I understand. It's fine. I think we'll go. We
I
have
was
other
just
people to talk to. Oh, sorry. Yllaxis, go
I
on.
was just going to ask, how much would it be to rent it?
For the
And then
time
you
that
can
we're here.
sell it to hire to say the heralds used this. I mean, that sounds like you're having your cake and eating it too. You're going to, rent it for us and then sell it for an even higher worth afterwards.
Especially if it's something that Maggie herself used to, say, beat the queen. Something that could not have been done.
Very well. She says I could rent it for 200 a day.
That's more than the purchase price. I don't think you understand renting
We'll
them.
think about it. As you said, you have things to be getting back to. We have other people to talk to as well. So much appreciated. It was a pleasure meeting and negotiating with you. Again, we'll be in touch.
He says, I'm sure. He says, I wish you all the best. He says, we will restore the city to the freedom it deserves.
Indeed. Same to you. All the best. Can we get the fuck out now? Out of character.
Yes. Speaking of which, it is 9 o'clock. Do you want to take our break? Do you want to keep going?
I think this is
I
a
think
good
it's a big
place
break
to take a
point.
break.
Right.
As long as
Yeah.
we can get out of here without trouble.
Right, yeah, I don't want to... Let's leave before we take a break, yeah?
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
Well, first, we're leaving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can exit the building. Go ahead.
I'm very impressed with Maggie's negotiation.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put us outside. Is that okay?
Yes, please do.
Is there a riding lizard out there that I can look at?
There was one that walked by before.
I know, I want to get a really close look at one. Dromik sees the riding lizard and just, like, really fascinated by
I'll
it.
just... I see that. I'm gonna gesture for you to step behind giant spider Altier first, and then I'll change you to a drow so you can, just run up to this person and start.
No, it's
asking
Lady
questions.
Lyritao. Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's like a random person walking outside with a riding lizard.
Belinda? I
It's
would...
one of the people at the gate, actually.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
one of the gate people. I could probably say a tiefling. I'll go up and say hello. She's cool. She's chilling. I remember Gate Lady. I would like to very seriously
Some
go
of them
up.
were cool, some were not.
She was cool. I am gonna
I was very worried about a cavity search at some point.
I am going to walk up and say, Belinda, we've met.
Are you disguised right now? I had trouble remembering
I
that.
think I'm still. I mean, unless you undisguised me here, which is fine if you.
I think aren't you chiefed up?
You tell me, Maggie. I was here. Maggie did a thing.
I was going to... Yeah, I'm
You can
making
Dromik
you
me
look
if
more
you
like
want.
a drow.
If
No,
if,
I wasn't gonna Dromik you.
Okay, well, if this is someone
Unless
that we're.
you asked for it. Yeah.
If this is someone we're familiar with, I would ask to do so.
Okay, then yes. So I'm not removing it. I'm just changing it.
Shifting
so
me back
you
to
look
my Dromik
like,
self?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have like a little illusion barrier outside that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm loving this backflipping thing. But yeah, I'm going to again call her name. Belinda, we've met.
He says, oh, the lizard. She says, yes, what brings you to this part of town?
I'm with my companions, but I am fascinated by your mount. Is that something that is quite common here? May I take a closer look?
Certainly, she says.
I do a lizard touch. I'm just going to say this is quite strange for a lizard to be looking at another lizard of different status. Just kind of...
Well, there's many different kinds of elves as well.
Yes, but
Short ones, medium-sized ones like me, and ancient ones too. I wouldn't be so surprised. You
I'm
see
just-
many strange things down here.
I'm just gonna say to her, yes, but I've never seen a riding elf. I do want. Yeah, what?
Funny, and she laughs a lot, and she gives the inspiration point.
Oh, thanks. Wow. I do want to like take a good look at this boy, because I want that subterranean lizard as a animal I can shapeshift into. That's why
Okay, so
I'm
the
very.
myth will give you like the giant lizard one, the giant riding lizard,
I think that's my other level 4 boy.
and the giant subterranean.
The subterranean lizard. Yeah, that's the one that I'm looking for. Cool. Thank you.
Here.
Yes. Yeah, that's the highest CR I got. Cool, thank you. I just wanted to, like, take a look at it, because I didn't get to see any lizards yet. Wow. Wow.
I just imagine Dromik having like a small bound book, but it's almost like a children's book, and there's like
Little
rough
drops.
sketches of each animal, and Dromik's best guess pronunciation of what the name is.
It's
particular-
okay. Oh.
This particular beast, we captured it after a fight with the white lizards down in the mines and stuff.
You did. So this
Yeah.
is something that they ride as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Because I slaughtered its rider myself. It was quite a fight. She should have done that.
I don't think I would have liked to be.
Because those white ones aren't like you. You know, they aren't nice like you. They're just mean and they just fight and they only want to shoot with their poison arrows at every time they see you. They don't want to talk at all.
Well, it may
And
be... What?
their mounts are very friendly.
They seem quite friendly. I'm gonna give a little pet if I can. Do a little pet.
Yeah, it's gonna lick you.
Wow, with this little tongue. I love lizards so much. But anyway, I wanted to, I'm just gonna say, well, Belinda, thank you. I appreciate you letting me admire this creature.
Sure thing, she says. Just stay close to the rest of your party. Unattended slave race is kind of a no-no around here.
I do understand. I only approached you because I've seen you before.
Understood. You should see you later. And she just goes plonk, 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 plonk.
Yeah. I love it.
While Dromik was off talking to a riding lizard, I cast non-detection on myself. Because, yeah,
Isn't there
if that's okay.
for that?
Is there?
Diamond
I
dust.
thought that I had the stuff for it because we cast it before. Maybe not.
Diamond dust.
It was
Did I
diamond
not?
dust.
Yeah.
Oh, it consumes.
Yeah, it
Well,
consumes. Yeah. Anything that's number
I guess
or
not.
moneyed, it consumes.
Yeah, I thought because I remember doing it before. So, well, no, some things you can use it
Oh,
for
that's
multiple
true.
ones.
You can multiple.
So
That's
I
true.
thought that
I don't
was-
have any that you can use for multiple.
that's fine. I have diamonds. I'll just, I guess, get them ground up later. So
Yes. So, do we want to take our break now? Sorry, I wanted to. Whoa! Altair did a backflip.
it's like, and there I am. I'm gone.
So we are going to take a quick break. Feel free to ask questions, state statements, general tomfoolery. People will be up and down. I'm actually not going to our break screen. I have a couple of things to put up. Thanks to our lovely artist who is playing Fontiev, Rob. But yeah, I have some names to put up that look way better. So we'll be doing that as we take our break. We're back, and we have beautiful new names. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're gonna walk across the city around the northwest corner.
Real quick before we leave, I will recast, or I guess before we go into the guard's place, I will re-ritual cast telepathic bond.
Oh, and are you gonna shift me back into a
Yes.
tiefling?
Back into tiefling. Yeah, we're all in disguise. I'll make us look like slightly different. You know, it doesn't matter.
I don't think it really matters.
Never mind.
I don't think it matters. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We're dropped.
Okay.
Give a nice butler suit to walk around with me. And that's it.
I'll change his
Perfect.
suit. He got a little change.
Just
thank
kept his change.
you. Yeah.
Spiffy.
So you're walking across the northwest quadrant of the city. there's a lot of like nice purpley mushroom wood architecture, as shown in the picture. You notice that the temple at the center of the city does have a big pillar up going to the top of the cavern. You do notice that pretty much almost everyone you see outside of the streets is female. Every time there's a man by himself, they get kind of like accosted by the guards and yelled at and sort of taken back. And there's a little arguments there. And sometimes people have little kobolds that go with them, or especially to push carts or drive lizards, carrying bags, that sort of thing. Anyway, you go by you see the mage shield attached to the ceiling. What you notice that there's actually a bunch of little gems growing out of the ceiling near where it's attached on top. It's definitely high up. It would be about 300 feet up. You pass by the quarry, and you can see there's a lot of kobolds working there with some taskmasters ordering them around. And you overhear them saying about, like, watch for the white lizards as they're working. And then you arrive at the military base. Over here.
Where'd you ping? Sorry. Ah, there. I see.
You know, it's funny, when you ask where does somebody ping, pretty much one of the only responses you can get back is somebody
another
pinging
ping.
again.
I didn't see the ping. I didn't see the first ping, so its second ping would have been fine, actually.
It's just funny.
I
They
agree.
do kind of off-screen indicator, yeah.
Yeah. They
And
kind
you
of...
actually meet up with Belinda again, who's stopping by here.
Oh, okay. We're all back in... Well, I'm back in a tiefling form, I think, so...
Kiff has been Kiff the whole time.
That is true. No, you've been fancy Kiff.
You're a
Yeah.
slightly different kobold
That is true.
who's in spiffy clothes.
Yes.
And Fontiev has just been fancy person for like 3 hours right now.
Like to
And
think
just goes,
Fontiev like passes a storefront window or something, and it's just like,
Yes. Is Fontiev male or female?
I would assume that we had done seeming as like me being female because it was
Yeah,
better
that's
for
what
us
I
to not
thought.
get killed.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought. Well, not killed, just yelled at.
Tips about it, remember?
I think
Yeah, that's
I
what I
made
thought.
everyone female except for no, including Marvis, except for Kiff, I guess. Unless Kiff wanted to be
Yeah.
female too.
Kiff is happy being Kiff. Or
Okay.
kind of Kiff. Kind of Kiff.
Kinda Kiff.
Just kind
This
of.
is kinda Kiff.
Okay.
Anyway, Belinda sees you there. She says, "Oh, are you guys here to see someone in particular?"
Sorry, Bionic. Yes. My friends associates here have some specific questions, but we'd like to speak with General Tanya. She's expecting us.
Belinda says, "Sure, just a minute." And as she turns around, there's suddenly a big rumbling from the ceiling of this huge cave. And everyone, including nearby passers-by, looks up, and you can see there's like a crumbling of rocks that kind of falls down, and people kind of scream and gasp. And you see what looks like a big fleshy beast skin going through a little hole that was burrowed in the ceiling there.
Rodent issues?
I think worms.
That doesn't look good.
Indeed.
Do you have you were going to see Tanya, right?
Yes, it is a matter of utmost urgency, especially considering that you might want to fetch her right away.
Well, there are security procedures. Do you have an invitation?
Yes. I hold out the letter and just eye the ceiling very conspicuously, just where that fleshy monster was.
She says, "All right, step this way."
Thank you.
Okay. So she's gonna lead you in past all this crap into a big conference room.
Is Altair coming with us? Sorry, my brain could not say words.
He says, "Yeah, he can come in."
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, he
much
is like a,
appreciated.
You mean Pegateer?
spider. He's a spider,
He's
technically.
being ice spider.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's
this-
missing 2 legs?
Are we in that room, or are we like here?
It is a huge table.
Okay, cool. I'm just putting us physically in the room, I think. There, feel free to put yourself around the table. I put everyone in here.
Colonel Kanye says, yes. I've been expecting you. Although you look a little bit different than I expected. My friend Katya here says that you're some sort of magical spell on you right now. Is that some kind of disguise, perhaps?
Indeed, indeed. Your friend Katya's very astute.
Katya
Yes.
just kind of nods and doesn't say anything.
Yes, well, you know how perilous these streets can be for outsiders.
Yes, says Tanya. He says, okay, so you obviously know we got problems here. The main thing, as I see it, is that the Queen is not concerned about the bloodworm sightings. Jesus, there's been so many sightings. I heard there was one just 5 minutes ago.
Yes, I do believe we saw it with our own eyes.
She says, I think we have to respond to it, but the Queen is just maniacally obsessed with exterminating the lizard folk, and I don't know why they keep fighting us, but I don't think that's the priority right now. I think we have to, if we really care about this town, we have to change your mind or something.
I would say so. And this does seem to be a matter of utmost importance. But very quickly going back to the white lizard folk, I believe some of my associates, my comrades, if you will, were interested in speaking with them to perhaps glean some information that could be helpful to our cause. After all,
If this is something that should be discussed at if you can guarantee that these lizard folk won't be killed before the time we come back, after fighting this worm, I think it's something that can possibly be delayed. If this is of utmost importance and you think that this worm will come much sooner rather than later, I think it would be better for us to get information on the worm, though I do want to discuss many things with those lizard folk.
Anya nods. She says, yes, and I'm glad that you have a lizard among your number, who seems quite intelligent, much more intelligent than those we've seen. Might be able to communicate with them.
Perhaps. So, you seem to have a request for us, and I'm sure that there are things that we could help each other with. So, let's hear your terms, if it pleases you.
Well, she says, the primary thing I'm concerned with is the worms. I don't know anything about them. She says, I have heard people saying that they are some sort of, almost like a vehicle of some kind, and that I've heard people report, anonymous sources report, that when they stop, they let off creatures that look like this. Have you seen, does this look familiar to you? She describes this. Katya creates a little illusion. I guess it's called a major image to show this. Mm-hmm. Are these minions of your enemy up on the surface?
Yes. They appear to be familiar.
Okay, well, we have reason to believe that they have been scouting our city for an attack. I don't know how soon it'll come or what it will be like, but I am quite concerned about it. So if there's anything else you know about it, I'd certainly like to know.
Maggie just telepathically is like, the bloodworms alone weren't enough.
It's getting worse by the moment with these bloodworms.
Yeah.
Do you have any paladins or anything like that might be able to sense them? If you know they're celestial, you can at least pinpoint where they are.
Jeez, that's a good idea.
Look at Fontiev.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. She says, Katya, why don't you go tell Belinda that perhaps we should send out a patrol of paladins around the perimeter and try to sense for the presence. And Katya nods and goes to the door. She says, and then there's the fact is that these white lizards, she says, I don't really know how it started. I mean, we met them when we were down in the mines, and well, not me, of course, but the mining delegation. They tried to offer them some gifts, and then somehow there was some sort of scuffle that happened, and they just started fighting, and they've kept fighting since. They've now started launching attacks on us from the mines, and we still have no
Well-
way to communicate.
Well, did they start the attack, or was it initiated by Queen Madara, who seems to be very dedicated to this instead of dealing with the real threat? And I just gesture above. Up.
Yes. She says, well, the initial exchange was rather. There's not much information about it. It's the kobolds and their supervisors in the mines. We don't do the mining work ourselves. You see, our elvish limbs are just too delicate for that stuff. But after we were aware of them and their magic immunity, the queen was very jealous of their existence, and she ordered her elite guard to go after them and to try to acquire this ability they have. Ever since then, well, there weren't necessarily a lot of witnesses. There's been a lot of fights, and they've occasionally been launching attacks against our city. Very fierce, I might add. She says they're nearly every one of them is a sharpshooter. He
I've
says, so
heard you.
just figure out what they want, or try to make peace with them somehow. I think that would be a great help, especially if they know anything about the bloodworm.
I've heard you're interrogating some.
He says, yes, we did get some prisoners, but they are not exactly cooperative.
If you think they'll have information, I would like to talk to them as soon as possible.
Yes, maybe they talk with folk that look more like them.
By all means, let's go take a look.
At this point, I'm gonna eye Maggie. I don't know if everyone's coming with or if we're going. I don't know what you guys want to do.
Letting you guys out of my sight, so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we
You're-
should
Okay,
go
perfect. We're all
together.
going.
Maybe
I'm happy with
maybe
that.
like stand in the doorway or something.
At
Maybe
the
like
very
not
least.
right in
Yeah.
front of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're telepathically bonded also, so
Yeah.
I think it's probably fine if we're
Mhm.
doorway area.
Yeah.
Kiff is gonna put his hand on Dromik's shoulder and go, "Let's go, friend. Let's go talk." And give Dromik a Bardic Inspiration die.
Thanks. Wow. I'm-
Yay!
And
Terrible.
before
Ooh,
Dromik goes in, I will change his appearance back to looking
You
like
can
layer
do
of
a
regular
general.
Dromik on top.
Yeah, you can also slightly change me if you don't want me to be exactly described as verbatim, but whatever you want to do.
What you want.
I don't care as long as I'm
I
a lizard.
aim to please. All right.
Mustache.
I'll change the horns up a little bit. you
Yeah.
know.
I got extra spikes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
more-
Kiff is wandering over there.
I think both of us are going. I think people are coming to the door, but we're
We
here.
would like to watch from a safe distance and make sure everything is okay.
I think
Yeah.
you're
As
here.
soon as you enter in, you see, there's usually these cells. They're like barred cells. Some of these are these domesticated large lizards. 3 of the cells have what appears to be an unconscious or dead white lizard folk in
Yeah.
them.
And there's one
The
more.
4th one, as you walk in the door, you hear this person, who will be known as Sarah, saying, "No, no, no!" And then you hear a lizard folk just going
Oh,
can see
why?
to the ground.
I'm gonna come over and say, why would you do that?
Sarah says, "No, it wasn't me. He killed himself with my dagger. Look."
I'm gonna go over, of course. And does he look completely dead, not healing, but needs actual restoration?
Roll medicine.
Ah, yes, I will do that. I'm
She
good.
says, "Look, that one hanged themselves. The other one cut their own throat with a piece of metal from the bars.
18.
You are miraculously able to stabilize. this person.
Holy crap! I'm gonna use cure wounds as well
Okay.
to cure his wounds.
immediately hisses at Dromik.
I'm gonna speak in Draconic, like, I don't mean any harm to you.
Kiff is going to also speak in Draconic and say, "Hello, friend," and
Cat.
he is
No,
going
please
to...
don't cast friends.
Wait, why?
Because it will know, and it will be completely uncooperative as soon as it ends. That's how friends
It's
works.
only a minute. Never
Please
mind, it's
don't
only
do
a minute.
friends. Yes, that's why.
thought it was
Do
10.
not do that.
Please, for the love of God, don't make any friends.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Don't make friends. No, make friends.
It's modified friends, right? So it's not hostile. It's just aware
Right,
of.
uncooperative and aware. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Friends is the
actually-
most backfiery cantrip that has ever
It's
existed.
really good
It
until it goes bad.
That's why I changed it. Yeah, that's
It
why
is such a
Yeah, it's-
backfiery cantrip.
it's
Yeah.
really good if you can change your appearance multiple times.
That is true, which it is. But let's try talking
Yeah.
first.
Yes, this is not the situation for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Lizard
Sorry,
Folk.
Matt. I didn't mean to yell at you. I just didn't know if you knew that that's what it did. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He says, "You will not keep Torok alive against his own will." In Draconic, his name. So that seems like that's his name, Torok.
Torok. Okay. I'm going to.
Kiff says,
Go ahead.
"Tora, do you hunt dinosaurs?" I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, I know you did.
I'm waiting for the hardcore metal music to start playing right now.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know this reference.
Oh.
You don't know Torok
you-
dinosaur?
Torok dinosaur
You never
hunter.
played? Oh my god,
I know
really?
Turok. I know Turok. Okay.
Turok. Yeah. Same thing.
Okay, yeah.
Torok dinosaur hunter.
There's that Gibby says, "You weak little whelp knows nothing of true dinosaurs."
I'll
You don't know
speak back to
anything
Torok.
about the true dinosaur that's a stegosaurus, man.
I'm gonna reply to Torok. I don't mean to keep you alive, but I do wish to talk to you and perhaps get you out of here. To go back to your people. Would you prefer that?
He hisses and says, "Any friend of the Star Killers is an enemy of mine, and I will share none of my people's secrets."
I'll reply again in Draconic. The people behind me are not my friends.
Then why are they so kind and gentle with you? He says,
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear what he said.
they are kind and gentle with you. Unlike us, you lie.
They tolerate me.
Kiff will say, only because we know very powerful skin folk.
Not only do we know powerful skin folk, we are powerful scale folk ourselves. I am going to like name drop that
He says,
we've been.
No more lie. We have seen you were all slaves to the Star Killers.
No, I am no slave to no Star Killer. We have, if you're speaking of the people that I think you are, we've killed some of them ourselves. Are you speaking of the people who worship the beast? On the surface. They fake to be angels.
He's confused. He seems confused when he's
Kiff is going to say, "Squeeze me." And he's gonna run over, and he's gonna pretend Marvis is here, and ask Marvis, "Kiff need borrow head." You know head. Meaning, what was his name?
Oh, I don't.
Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus?
Yeah. And then he'll scurry on back, and he'll present that and say, "See? We know like them too."
I think he's
He
confused.
squints. He says, "Strange head.
Hmm.
Why no pointy ears?"
Ah, they're from the surface.
He says, "I don't know about this surface. What are you talking about?"
Far above where you live, there are other
Place
humanoids.
with big bright ball.
Yes, there are other humanoids who reside above us, above you.
Yes, skin folk with round ear.
We've been
Okay.
fighting a different battle. We also, if you would permit, do you know anything about this bloodworm that continues to attack the city? Is it something that you have seen?
He says, "Perhaps I know something of this worm."
Our goal is to get rid of this worm. Is this something that would go against what you would want?
He says, let me see head again.
Kiff will, hold the head up, and he will also offer a snack stick. Say, Turok must be hungry. Good food. Kiff make himself. Kiff make a lot of food on surface.
Remember,
for
we
many
are
people.
speaking in Draconic, so you can
Oh, yeah, true.
really, you could speak if you want.
What
But
is it? It doesn't smell like dinosaur.
surface meat is very different and
It's
much better, if I say so myself.
Kiff will say, some meat down here is pretty good if you cook it right.
So he says, you strange. You seem much more spirited than the other reptiles I've met in this cell.
I told you myself, I am no slave, nor is Kiff. We do walk with a few humans, skin people. One who has semi-pointy ears, but she is no slave holder. In fact, we have on more than one occasion freed lizard folk, and on the surface we have a place where lizard folk are learning to be free and live their own lives.
Yes. Kiff's friends, Click and Bam. We freed them, and they live in our house, and together we make these sticks.
He tastes the sticks. It's not bad. He says, okay, so if you could, why can't you tell me, why are those people, he says, gesturing towards the elves, why they kill our stars? Why they kill our children? He says, why do they do this? Every day it gets worse, he says, seemingly very frustrated.
Their leader seems to find you to be a threat because you are able to withstand or dispel or repel their magic. Their queen, their queen is someone that we would wish to dethrone. That's why we're here.
He says, and they let you do this?
Some do.
It's
Best to keep
Yeah.
this
quiet,
quiet.
as quiet as possible. Though some would like this, others not as much.
While this is going on, I assume Yllaxis speaks Draconic
translating.
and
Yeah, you
here-
should probably
yes,
hear this.
you're translating. So telepathically, did someone poof? I think it was Sean.
Oh,
Telepathically, I'm just gonna make a public announcement, like ask them what they mean by stars.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sorry.
my
I
next.
think we were getting
Okay.
there.
Yeah, next question.
I was mentally translating. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay.
I sensed a pause. So.
Yes. So, you said they've been killing your stars. Do you mean your offspring, or is there something else that you have?
Say, no, they were killing our sun, our stars. He says, every day it grows darker. He says, the forest dies, he says, the dinosaurs die.
I don't know if that's
So he
these
says, so
people.
when we go up to see who was doing it, we find all this, he says, gesturing to everything around him.
I don't know if that is these people.
Kiff is gonna turn to Dromik and, just give him a little bit of a look and go, yeah,
Remember,
your
we can talk
stars.
mentally.
Oh yeah, your stars, and your sun. Are they hard and bright? Can you touch them?
He says, no. They are so far away, you can't touch them. They're in the sky, he says.
In sky, but underground.
He says, I could try to take you to my people.
We would
says
very
you-
much so like that.
You'd like that?
Yes, I've been wanting to meet more lizard folk, especially those of you who enough to repel magic. It's something that I would like to do.
Both of us. For weeks now, we've been helping others of our kind try to do good things and grow a community. And more better.
Yeah, he says our tribe is very, very traditional. He says we believe in only one god, Semwanya, god of eggs.
That is my god as
Uh-oh.
well. Oh, I'm very much so.
Dromik's like,
Yeah, Dromik's like, these are my people.
like,
Found them. Yes, I have been worshipping Simwana for all of my life.
He said,
He,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, he has, on more than one occasion, spoken to me in dreams.
Dreams, he says.
Yes,
What was he like? Did he guide you to eggs?
he did. I have a nest of my own back at home.
Nest.
Very nice nest.
Yes,
We built together.
yes, we did.
He says, and do you have stars on surface as well, and sun?
We have a large sun and many stars, though we do think that the star takers may not be these people that you speak of. Real quick, out of character, we have seen that this night sky has grown darker, correct? That is something that people have claimed before, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell me if I'm wildly mistaken, other party members.
I remember that from last campaign.
Maybe that is last campaign, and I am blurring them
That
together.
was
Okay,
campaign.
regardless, never mind, I take that
Didn't
statement
he
back.
say that there was the moon was strange and there was nothing strange about the planets?
Yeah, okay, yes, that's maybe what I'm thinking of. But anyway, I
This
mean,
guy hasn't been
No.
regardless, we can figure out what's going on with your stars, or we can at least try.
Ask them
Please.
if they go through like a portal or something, like something portal-like,
To get to their stars?
to get to like their home
Hmm.
from here. Because
Sure.
we remember we found the other portal, and they're saying they're seeing like the stars and the sky
Yeah,
and the sun.
it is. It
like,
does
is
sound
it our-
unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Do you, when you go home, do you travel through any portals? Anything to get yourself out or and away from these people?
He squints, he says, what is portal?
I'm just gonna reply back, no.
If it's, yeah, Kiff will say, we will find out when we go.
Yes, I think that for now our first thing we need to do is make sure you do not harm yourself so we can get you out of here. Is this agreed? Are you okay with this, Turok?
He says, it's not the way of my people. Anyone who is captured in battle must kill themselves out of shame, for they have failed Semwanya.
What if that person has met another of
You-
Simwanya, excuse me.
He said, I do not know. The situation is very strange.
Kiff says, sounds to me like it may be more of a sign.
I would appreciate if you at least waited for some time. I understand if this is something you cannot do, but I need to get to your people. Is there something, at the very least, if you feel threatened, is there something at the very least that we can say, myself and my party can say, that will get us into their good graces? Because we would like you to lead us, but...
Semwanya, because none of the slave lizards here know that name. And none of the elves do, for sure. They're the Star Killers.
Yes. Good. Torok, please, see if we can get you out of here. We would like at least a little bit more information. Is this agreeable to you?
He says, I will try. He says, but our tribe is very territorial and very traditional. He says, we have very honor-based culture. We don't, we tend to shoot first if we feel our tribe or our territory is threatened.
Yes, understood. I'm gonna turn back to everyone and say, please, I need a different place to discuss with this lizard folk about anything, oh well, not anything, about various things that may be important to you. He says
Okay.
he refuses to speak here.
Sarah takes a deep breath. So she says, where are you going to go?
I'm gonna get a chat with everyone mentally and be like, his name is Torok. I need to get him out of here if he wants to lead us to his people. Maybe
Jesus,
we
okay.
can get...
Like, all
no,
the
I'm
guards
saying
are
that
thinking-
mentally.
Telepathically, I'll just respond. We should probably discuss our overarching next steps. But for now, perhaps if they could allow him to come with us to the council room, or not the council room, whatever the room, you know.
This meeting room?
So it's less like a prisoner and more like
A discussion?
figuring out, yeah, what to do next, kind of.
I'm gonna reply back. Can you please go ask Tanya or Katya, the people that we met, to come with us? I'm gonna say to Sarah, if possible, we would like to discuss with him in the meeting room. I know that your high guards are there. He will not be any trouble, I am sure.
Okay. Okay. She says, just like I'm not sure you can go like prancing around with him out in the streets. I don't think that'd be a good thing.
Understood.
Before Torok goes with everybody else, Kiff would like to ask him one thing. When your tribe first met these outsiders, what did they say?
He says, I was not in the first meeting. He says they came back with gifts. He says gifts and things that we did not have. You know, they called it silk. He says, but then we put it around our eggs, but our eggs died, and it rotted our eggs and killed our eggs. It was a betrayal, a curse, a gift. Truly horrible.
Because that's I see. I could.
And then our stars began to die.
That is understandable. Perhaps we will get to the bottom of this.
He nods. He says, for my people, this is a struggle of life and death. We must stop the stars from dying.
Yes, of course. As any tribe of who worships Semyana would be very protective of their eggs. I understand this. I'm gonna bring him to the party and introduce him at least a little bit. This is Torok. He has agreed to discuss with us. And I'll say to Torok, like, this is these people. I don't know if you want me to use true names or not. Yeah. I'll use true names at this point and say, these people.
Just say, pleasure to meet you. I'm Kirsty.
That'll point to your people are bad.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
curious.
back to the.
Do you
Oh, go ahead.
see us as drow?
He says, well, yes. The Star Killers. That's what we call that race. Your race, he says.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna just whisper in Draconic, like, don't be fooled by what they look like now. I'm sure you will see that if
Magic tricks?
for now, yes. To
He leans in and he whispers to Dromik. He says, they stole my Salamiri. That's why.
they stole his what?
They stole my Salamiri. I'll write this down. Not Salam.
It did that to me too. It auto-corrected to salami. It was like, do you mean salami sandwich? I was like, I don't mean salami sandwich, I mean salamari.
Absolutely
Or
not.
salamiri, excuse me. Would I know what that is? Hey, salamiri.
You don't know what that is.
Sounds good. I'm gonna reply to him. Where? Where do you think it is? Like, did
He says
they...
it ran off. They ran off into some corners. Because I would be much more comfortable if I could find it.
What does it look like?
does it look like? He says, you are a follower of Semwani, you don't know about the Holy Salamiri? He starts to get very suspicious. He says, this is another deception, isn't it?
I promise you it's not. My people do not have those. I live on the top of the earth with much sand, but we've never had any need for...
He says, top of
Kind
the
of
earth,
strong
they're already
magic.
in the sky.
Very interesting. We have very different views of the world, and I would like to know more about what you think. But now is not the time. If you would like to leave here and get back to your people or help them, please tell me where and what it looks like so we can find it for you. If nothing else, this would be my act of helping you, giving you something that would make you stronger.
He says, I can smell it. He says, it's in there. He says, point him to the supply room.
Okay.
And he goes over to try to get in there, and the other guys made to start yelling at him.
I'm going to, like, come over to him and, like, usher him kind of back into our group and just say, we will get it for you.
Perhaps, I don't
In Draconic, of course.
right now, unless Yllaxis is translating. Perhaps we can discuss in the meeting room next steps and negotiations, and concessions and such,
Yeah.
and then
oh, did
gain
you-
access to here.
Yes, that's, I think this is a good idea. I'm gonna translate for Torok, just so that, like, he knows what's going on. We will get it back for you.
Seems like he only knows how to speak Draconic.
Yes, that's why I'm translating into Draconic for him. We'll get it back for you, but patience is key here. I understand that this is something that you may not feel patient, but I promise you that waiting quietly is going to be your best way to get out of here with your Salamiri, as well as getting your people the next step towards figuring out why your stars are dying and doing something about it.
He sticks close to Dromik. He seems to trust Dromik the most, but he is disturbed by some of the things Dromik is saying.
Yeah, I don't know certain things. Listen, I try.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have probably I don't know if I have a little token of Semwana, however you pronounce it. But anyway, continue. I'm just looking at my inventory.
So do you guys want to take him into the conference room?
Yes, I think that is
Yeah.
the next step.
Because I think we have a few things to figure out what we're doing next. Because we have the duel coming up, we have a bloodworm we need to get rid of, and we want to see the white lizards, and we need to figure out order and stuff.
There's also a genocide that's going to happen, but I
That
feel
too. Fun
if we
times
cut
never
off-
end.
I feel like if we cut off the political power, then that might subside.
Are you talking about the LizardFolk people or
No, the
the
Elistrali
Elistrali followers? Yeah, that also. I think that is connected and something that we need to do today as well. At least go talk to
think
them.
today I feel like is our day of recon,
Yeah.
and then we figure out a plan, but we should probably establish, like,
What the heck's going
we'll
on?
have the conversation now, yeah, with General Tanya.
So, at this point, when you enter the conference room, they're all having a big discussion, and General Tanya is saying to Belinda, he's saying, "Are you sure your scouts said that it was definitely the legendary Terras that they saw?" And Belinda says, "Well, it matches the description, General." And
What is this and where?
Actually is making these illusions on the table.
Excuse me. What and where?
They say, well, we've collected reports from all those who have seen a bloodworm sighting. Then Belinda's saying, that's the thing. I don't think it's a worm. It's something else. And these are some of the creatures that have been seen going in and out of the worm's mouth. Some of them we know, some of them we don't. The presence of the Tarrasque is rather concerning, she says.
The Tarrasque was going into the worm's mouth.
Belinda said, well, it was a tight fit, according to my source.
Okay. Okay.
Where did this happen?
Yeah,
There was a
where?
witness.
Belinda has a deep sigh. She says, "Well, it was a serving boy in a very conservative house, and he doesn't want to name himself because the queen says that this is all a big lie."
Oh, we don't care about the person who saw it. Where was it?
It was in a cave west of here, about 2 hours hike from the west gate.
Thank you.
What's
You're
it
saying-
called? What was the name of the cave? The cave was called Donna's Lake. It's called that.
And you're saying the queen will do nothing of this. Does she know of these reports?
He's gone crazy. He doesn't believe any of these reports are real. She says it's all foreigners trying to upseat her rule and appropriate the traditional elven culture. I don't really like the idea that much myself, but maybe some foreigners can change things. I guess it's a situation with the council not meeting. I can't make a proposal to them. I'm supposed to talk only to her. Quite frustrated.
So I have a question, a sort of a hypothetical, because obviously we are supposed to have this duel and there are things that we can do, but this is a very, very pressing issue. What is stopping you and the council and everyone from joining together, forming your own coalition, and essentially ousting her from power, just doing your own thing?
Well,
Specifically,
it would be
what's stopping
very
you?
bloody, and I'm not really with these crazy worms and other creatures running around. I don't know if we can have a huge civil war right now. It just doesn't seem like.
Oh, I'm not talking about a civil war. I'm saying perhaps, for example, you muster your soldiers that you can, and we can assist and go off to fight the bloodworm, and others can work on their own. Well, we can handle other things, but
Well, that's the problem, says Belinda. The bloodworm moves very fast, and we're not sure how to predict where it's going to go next. And
Yeah, I
at
know
this
that. I
point-
know the feeling, guys. It's very hard to predict where he's going to be.
And Torek whispers to Dromik, "I know where he will go next."
I'll mentally relay this. And nod to him, like, yes. I'll reply back. I'll let everyone know. And Draconic, of course.
Okay.
So, how depleted are your forces?
Tanya, you're talking to Tanya, right?
Yes.
She says, "Well, we're trying to follow the queen's orders. We're very traditional culture. We're trying to follow her orders. She's ordered about 40% of the forces to try and ferret out these white lizards that keep attacking our traders and outposts, and then about another 40% to occupy the city of gnomes." She says, "That was a real misuse of resources, if you ask me. But what can I do? I have to follow orders. That's my job. That's all of our job."
Are you not the head of the military?
He says, I am the commander in chief, second to the queen.
How would you? Very good.
Traditionally requires a vote of the council to launch military expeditions, but the queen has been changing things. Shuttering the council because of emergency situations and sedition and foreigners and all that.
See, so you have 20% of your force. How far away are those two undertakings?
Well, they're on opposite sides, she says.
Doesn't matter. How far away are they?
The most direct route, which is very, very effectively defended by the lizard folks, is can be accessed by going down through the quarry.
Oh,
near
I'm
the
saying,
gate.
I'm saying perhaps your people can make a tactical retreat.
It
You
could
have-
happen, she says. We could retreat. What next, though?
Well, what it means, first off, you don't have to do a genocide in two places when your home front is about to be destroyed. That seems to matter a lot more. If there's going to be a descent of destruction of elven culture, it's going to come at the, for lack of a better term, hand of this bloodworm and Tarask, not these outward forces. So my recommendation is to perform as much diplomacy as possible with those forces. If nothing pursues, call back as much as you can and mount an offensive because there's no way this city can withstand. We've seen cities on the surface get leveled in a matter of moments from this. It's just a matter of time. And
Everyone's eyes go wide when you say
Yes,
that. No matter
we don't deny that you are taking this. We don't doubt that you are taking this bloodworm matter very seriously, but we did see it completely destroy New Tantris. If you're familiar with the
I've
city.
heard tales of it from those male traders who go out there. Yeah.
Well, an entire area completely wiped out, as Yllaxis said.
I mean, I've been told. I mean, we're all told that our defenses, our fighter mages and our golems and our giant spiders are much superior to those defenses that the surfacers have.
but
Well,
your defenses are all the way over there and over there.
not to mention, if you're not using these defenses and leaving them here or allocating them to other tasks, they're not doing much to help you.
Anya, you have such a more tactical mind for this, and you have the utmost force and vigor on the military. Perhaps there's a political way to get you to make these decisions, like if the council was to agree.
Yes, we could call an emergency session at the council, but you'd need to have enough of the members agree. A lot of them are very afraid of the queen. She says, "Be assured, the queen has her own base of military power. She has her own guards. She's very very deeply tied into the cult of the Spider Queen. So she has the biggest spiders I've ever seen, able to summon more. So
How
It's
many?
very, very
very
crazy and
fun.
paranoid these days. So she does have power base. People are afraid of her. If we could get a lot of the council members to agree, so maybe if we had Lady Saphira and Lady Lyratel and a couple others all
Yes,
on our
why
side,
don't,
we could meet with them.
if you don't mind, can you tell us about the council members? How many there are? Who would be most amenable to our cause? How many of them you need to agree? And then we can at least get that in motion so that there is a strong front
Okay.
against. Yeah,
Okay.
you can
So
take
she's
some
gonna
time
she's
to.
gonna make a list of that.
Yep.
And she starts writing down, or she delegates that to Katya, who starts writing it down. She says, "Katya, will write that down for you." He says, "So I guess I guess we could try to recall our forces from those other ranks, but the queen is sure going to be pissed." He says, "I don't know if she could try to fire me for this one. It's gonna be dicey."
But
Question.
Anya, if you're victorious, you come out of this the hero that decided that. You will gain renown for this. You saved elven culture. If you come back with this thing's head in your hands, it does not matter what the queen says because the people will see what you have done.
Okay.
Kiff will kind of scurry over the table and say, "Let Kiff get straight. Queen give orders, but you carry out orders. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So, way orders carried out. Up to you. So, as long as I'm trying to, how do I put this? As long as end goal of orders carried out, then way it done, no matter.
You mean to reinterpret the orders?
Yes.
That's a great point, Kiff.
Okay. Tell me more.
Kiff kind of sits there for a moment and thinks and goes, hmm.
Just realized I was muted. If I may jump in
Yes.
very quickly, because I think this is a wonderful idea. But on that note, if you recall the forces, but they don't come all the way to the city, I mean, how is the queen to know? Specifically, how would she know, and how can we prevent her from knowing? Because if she doesn't know, eh,
He has spies everywhere. Tanya says loyalists. Many people believe that the Spider Queen is the only true queen, and that all of those who worship freedom are just a bunch of weaklings who will be easily killed or defeated by the next brutal monster that attacks.
Do you have a commander that's high?
The door is closed here because these people in this room are those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, of course.
Indeed, indeed.
Do we have commanders that are high ranking in each of those two places that you trust?
The one who was assigned to the gnomish occupation, that one I'm not sure about. He's a bit conservative. The other one, fighting the lizards, I do trust, and it hurt me to send her on such a brutal suicidal mission.
Well,
Kiff has a prestidigitation brain thought moment with a little light bulb. I guess at this point it would be a little torch pops over his head, and he says, "What if you contract us to deal with lizard people? So that way," and then with air quotes, he will say, "problem being taken care of, and your men can go fight big things."
It would look rather good if you said you convinced us to do this for you. Though,
meanwhile, we're already interested in talking to the white lizard folk and perhaps negotiating, at least for now, some sort of ceasefire agreement, which
Yes, the
Yes.
queen's orders were specifically to find their king or queen and to give them a public execution at their home city. So a ceasefire could be reinterpreted as progress, but she might not be happy about it. But we could describe it as progress that way.
well,
Especially if
tell
we
her
learn
for
more.
now. Let her think what she wants to for now, and then we'll deal with her in the next few days. It's already on our plate.
Hmm.
Kiff
But
says,
yeah.
"Yeah, we kind of have public execution," and then turns to Katya and says, "Of truce."
I'm gonna
also,
say
there are
again that,
ways
like,
to make things look very real when they're not.
I mean, it depends on how comfortable you are, but you don't need to know what exactly is happening with the lizard folk. I am gonna remind everyone again. I'm just gonna say, like, hey, mentally, we need to discuss Torok's Celamiri. That needs to come with us.
Is walking up to.
He's getting a little restless.
Kind of inspecting Alter's wings. Altair looks a little nervous.
Now, based on your tracking of the bloodworm's movements and all of this, and I just gesture to the table, how much time do you think we have before we have to eliminate it? And
The
essentially,
bloodworm?
how much time do we have to pull our resources together? You know the drill. You're a military leader.
He says the bloodworms? You're talking about how much time before the bloodworms attack?
Yes.
She says, let me ask you a question first. These creatures here, are you saying that they are for sure agents of your emperor that you're fighting?
I've not seen the big one, but yes, all the other ones for sure.
Yes.
Okay. So do you think they have a reason to attack our city here?
Yes, they want total domination.
I
Once-
believe
we
that
don't know-
during
Oh god.
Go ahead.
their earlier attempts for domination, they perhaps did not quite penetrate the Underdark. I would assume that this time that is something they aim to remedy.
Especially
Okay.
with the worm that they have, and if it has, I'm gonna point and gesture to the Tarask as well as the other things. These creatures with it, you will not stand much of a chance with your whole army gone. We've fought. Go
Turok
ahead.
walks back to the table, and
Mhm.
as he does so, all these illusions suddenly disappear. And all of your illusions disappear as well.
Oh, amazing.
Wait, he what?
Turok looks smug.
I'm just gonna look back at him and say in Draconic, you found it, didn't you?
Well. He says, finally noticing, he says, you got him to cooperate, and he's still got that magical ability to just eliminate all magic. Katya is frantically trying to recast the illusion, but it's not working.
What did he do?
I'm just gonna say it in mentally, the Salamary. I have a feeling it has something to do with that.
Ah.
He may have found it
Well-
on his own.
I would assume we can't talk telepathically if he.
Oh
finds
yeah, I
it
guess that's
on
true.
there.
I'm just gonna kind of look at her and just be like, he has his ways. It's not something we've discussed as of yet.
Horak gives Dromik a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Like a nice pat.
Yeah, like a little tappy tappy. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to move him.
And he whispers, Dromik, you and I, we will hunt dinosaurs together.
I'm gonna look back at him and give him like a little nod. In due time we will. But first we need to ask for you to come with us. I'll say that in Draconic, and I'm assuming Yllaxis has an idea of what I'm saying because she
Yes.
speaks it. So she knows what's going on, I think. To a point.
Okay. Tanya says, I'm starting to see this all come together. So you guys are going to handle the white lizard thing, so we're not worried about that. We can recall those troops. I'm going to tell the queen that this is an achievement. Meanwhile, we're going to try to get the council to kind of, what's it called? An intervention. Where everybody gets together, kind of sit down, and doesn't need to be any fighting, but we understand that things are going to change. Right? Does that sound like a plan?
Sort of. Now, for the just real quick, for those council members, how many would you say need to be persuaded to the cause
Well,
in order
majority.
to make this work?
What's the majority?
Like a small majority, a total majority. What percentage,
6 out of
if you
10.
will? 6 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say it telepathically.
I think we all know. We have at
Probably
least
already
two.
have one.
Yeah, we have one, and then we could talk to our Lady Saphira, who may,
She's on the list.
yeah, she's on the list.
I just feel like she has an outward amount of influence.
Yes.
Yes. Tanya says Saphira definitely has a big amount of influence. She is a force to be reckoned with up there in their little bird cage.
Mm.
The queen is envious of her, but the queen doesn't attack her directly. For reasons that I'm sure you'll see when you go up there.
Can she not reach?
She could, but she says, I haven't seen anyone as skilled in magic as Lady Saphira.
We've heard she's quite the magician, or mage. Better term for this. She knows
values
many
knowledge,
spells.
scrolls, and lore more highly above anything else. She doesn't normally care much for politics, except when it concerns those topics.
Yes. Well, so do we have a basic plan that we can
Yllaxis
begin
was
to
gonna
execute?
say something.
I think so. I'm not
before,
sure.
before I cut her off. Sean, if so, you're muted.
Yeah, he does.
And thus, ladies and gentlemen, we were greeted with the sound of the van.
That's okay.
And
That was his.
speaks the
That was
truth.
Yllaxis' response. She just spoke fan.
That was no, I'm sorry, that was the dishwasher.
Ah.
Ah.
But did you want to chime in at all? If not, we can continue.
I had to step away for a second. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay.
No
Sometimes
worries.
you gotta step away.
What am I chiming in on or weighing in on?
I think
just-
you had been about to say something before I cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying she has an. I'm sure she has an outward amount of influence, Saphira, and that's sort of where I
Okay.
left it. So once we get out of there, I would say let's go meet with her. But I mean, I would also want to talk to Shantae because there's a whole
Yes.
genocide going on,
Indeed.
and I mean, I think we're pretty clear on what we want to get done now.
Yep.
Yes.
I will just add one more thing. In our discussion with General Tanya, Of course, we will do our utmost and assist in gathering and persuading some of the council members, one of which we've already spoken to earlier today. Uh, if we are able to pull this off and defend the city from the bloodworm, I think we could all agree that the person in question is still quite a significant threat to the city. Can we not?
I'm sorry, out of character. I don't know who you mean by person in
Certainly.
question.
Queen.
Oh, the
Madara.
queen. Yes.
Yeah, the queen.
Yeah.
The queen has put the city at considerable risk by not dealing with the bloodworm, her paranoia, fighting with the white lizards, picking a fight with us for some strange reason.
Yeah, Tanya nods. She says, "Yes, especially my husband can't go out by himself anymore. Do all these crazy new rules."
Absurd.
She
Truly absurd.
Yeah.
Now, I think it makes sense if we do this and we can deal with one problem. Perhaps the next thing that we collaborate on is ensuring that the threat she poses to the city is removed, if you catch my meaning.
I don't want any bloodshed in this town. She says, "I believe all elves should have
Indeed.
equal rights."
Indeed, and if there is a way that we can accomplish it without harming anyone else, that would be ideal. Would you say so?
You would have my most sincere support. She says, between you and me.
Okay. Good to know.
Because if the queen starts getting suspicious, things could get very messy very fast.
Yes.
Having a foreign enemy who's infiltrating is an easy propaganda point to spread among the less educated masses here.
We do not want to give her any source of propaganda that could be used against us, which is why we should deal with these matters as swiftly as possible. But good to know that we are on the same page.
Good.
Okay, that's it from me.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think
what
our
next?
our plan. Well, first things first. Dromik will speak up and say, I'm gonna just gesture to Tarok. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm like, is he allowed to come with us?
She says it's going to be difficult, especially if he clings to that salami or whatever he's talking about.
Oh, I haven't said what that is.
Guys, you have to throw a blanket over him or something. And the other people kind of chuckle.
If have a good blanket.
Uruk says, "I'm never going to let go of my Salamiri. A true warrior always keeps it close."
Do you think there would be a way to, or a place to keep him that would be safer? And not a prison cell?
Safer? I don't know. I think the queen's private guard might try to arrest him if you go
If we
taking-
see him. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Dromik asks if he will consent to allowing us to put a magical disguise on him just so he can with
magic
us
will
move
not work on him.
freely.
He,
Can he
Period.
stop doing the thing that he's doing?
No.
I
Well,
don't know
yes.
how it works.
Well,
Ask him.
So kind of. I'm gonna look at Torok and say, the Salamiri, is it able to turn its ability on and off, or is it unable to do so?
what is he says, "Are you daring to tell me to yield my Salamiri?" He
No.
says, "Yeah,
I'm just asking.
He says it is against honor and against all reason that a true dinosaur hunter would be without his Salamiri, especially when in the lands of the evil star killers in the sky."
I want to say, I
It
don't...
seems
I
like
don't
he's
think
getting
he's-
upset. Can you ask him if there's a way he can keep it, hold on to
so
it,
that's
but, like,
what I'm trying to
deactivate?
ask. The answer
Yes.
the answer is probably
Just
no.
very explicit.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna say it directly. We have no intention to take it off of you. Is it able to start and stop this power that it has, or does it continue with no yield?
The Salamiri is as it always is. It is as such to protect itself from those who would harm it, just as it protects.
So I'm
all
not gonna
the-
lie, I looked up what it is, and I understand what you're saying, and that's why I keep telling you, no, it doesn't turn off. No.
Kiff will turn to
There is
Maggie,
no off.
and he will say, "Does Maggie have any of that pretty lady powder?"
Oh, makeup.
Yeah. Uh,
You could
I
make
do.
him a sandy brown similar to me. Though he will,
I could, but that doesn't help the rest of us.
yes, that is the main problem, that this will continue to happen, and I do not think it will stop. Unfortunately, I apologize for that, but it is something that he will not he will not let go of. It is a very strong tradition for him.
Understood. Perhaps he might stay somewhere while we finish speaking with those we
Yes.
must today, Shantae and Lady Saphira, and then we'll regroup.
Yes, I 100% agree with this, but it needs to be somewhere that he is not going to be conspicuous. I don't want to leave him here, but it seems like this may be a good option to seem as if he is still captured. I don't want to do this. If there is any...
you have-
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to ask Tanya, do you have any draconic speakers in your midst?
Draconic speakers. She looks to Katya and says, "Katya, will you?" And Katya shakes her head no. And she
If
says,
Go ahead. No, finish your thing.
she
Okay, that makes...
asks Belinda. She says, "Belinda, you know someone, right?" And Belinda says, "Yeah, I do." After hesitation, she says, "Do you trust them?" And it says, "Yeah, I guess." Should I get him? And Katya turns to you guys.
I mean, it sounds worrisome, but my thought was perhaps if you approached the situation with a little more of understanding from each other's standpoint, you could just sort of talk it out and not be hostile to one another, get him food, treat him like, a little bit better. That's really all I was asking for.
I'm gonna turn to Torok and say, like, we are trying to figure out a way to get you somewhere safe that you will not be accosted by more star killers. We need to talk to some very important people, other tribe leaders, or tribe, I'm not sure what to call them, high council. They're very important here. We are trying to get them to leave your people alone and not have any more violence between you. But we can't do that if you are walking with us, because as you know, there has been much anger between both you and them.
He says, "Perhaps you could paint my scales to be a similar color to you. I would accept that, but I will not yield my silver."
Kiff says, "That's what
Yes.
Kiff said."
Yes, I would agree with painting, but unfortunately, the rest of us, myself included, are very well known by what we look like, and I'm gonna gesture to Maggie. Maggie does use illusory magic to change what we look like to not be recognized.
How far away, in Draconic I ask, how far away does your Salamari work?
He says, "To reveal the secrets of the Salamiri with those who I do not yet fully trust would be to dishonor Samanya."
It's fair. I wouldn't want to put you in that position. I just wanted to know if, the same city block or,
2 blocks.
It's
he may
probably
need to
only
test
2
it.
blocks.
Dumb question. There's that expat village and the dwarf town full of people that are not star killers. Do we know anybody there?
think Albert was headed there.
Here.
Yes.
If we
Oh,
know
yeah.
someone there who can
Albert.
put him up,
The guy who hangs out there.
if we know someone there who can put him up for a little while we finish
Yeah,
our
while
business.
we'll need to make sure that he does not look the color that he does currently look. It might be something that maybe we deal with being the color that we are, or what we look like currently, right now, just to get him somewhere safe, and then from then on, because the guards will find him.
Kiff no mind that.
I think it's more.
I know a guy who could probably hide him for you. He's not the greatest, but he'll do a job for a pay.
What's his name?
His name's Swayze.
Is his
Oh,
first
wait.
Oh my god, what a throwback. It's been forever.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have a feeling we know who this person might be. Anyway.
Yllaxis looks at her hand. I know him very well. I
Fontiev,
slapped him
Fontiev,
across the face and almost killed him.
Yes, I remember that. You slapped the absolute
Fontiev
living
starts to look at
daylights out
his
of him.
notes because he genuinely doesn't remember.
He had a lovely red cloak, I remember.
He was a drug dealer.
he was the
that
drug
In
dealer.
the capital.
Yeah, that was connected to the guy that was engaged to Sonnet's friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We literally smacked the ever-living daylights out of him.
It did feel good.
Yeah, it did.
I think that was like, what, 2
Forever
years ago
ago.
now?
It was a while ago.
It was like 2 years, I think, right now since that
At
happened.
least 18 months,
At
yeah.
least 18 months, yeah.
We were level 4.
Yes, we were.
Wow.
Almost 10 levels ago.
Almost.
We were such baboos back then.
Yeah, we were little babies. Anyway, I'm going to defer to Maggie and Yllaxis, I think, for this, just because as much as I do know that he needs to be hidden, I'm gonna let them kind of make a grand decision. I'm happy to help gauge whether people are truthful or not in what they say. I mean, in this group, I don't think we need so much of a gauge, but once we start reasoning with people, go ahead, Yllaxis.
I think we can run to Albert. The how heavily policed is the expat village?
Tanya aside, she says we shouldn't talk too much about this. There's a certain understanding there that it's there for the traders. Dwarves often come there to visit. Other types of other less common races occasionally hang out there. Occasionally, we'll come in, we'll do a drug bust, clean up the place a bit, get rid of people who are causing a little too much trouble. And that's Swayze guy. He's been subject to that a few times. Usually, we leave him alone.
I see. So, I mean, I don't terribly trust him. I think it's best if we bring Tarak to Albert, to the expat village, which isn't that far. It's only got to be about 50.
Why don't we head towards the minority shrines? I'll send, well, if I get far enough away, I'll send Albert a message, a sending, if you will, and he can meet us at the minority shrines and take Tarak to the expat village so we can continue with our other matters at hand.
That's fine.
I
I'm
like
going
that
to
idea.
give Tarak my I'm gonna give him my wizard hat and wizard robe so he has something to cover himself in, so that he's less conspicuous.
Kiff offers, if he prefers, the fuzzy pink sweater.
Ooh, that's a way better option.
This is a great honor. This sweater is a great gift.
Does anyone else have proficiency with the disguise kit, or is it just me?
I think it's just you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're
Um,
the disguisiest.
It's me. Alright,
I can
If he
disguise myself as
consents,
an
I
animal.
will take some powders and try to make him look less white
I
in like
am going
an
to
appropriate way.
Yeah, I'm going to like talk him
My
through
God,
this
his
before
arm is going
Maggie's
through my
hands.
head.
Ah.
I just realized this
Oh
is
no.
very funny.
Whoops. Anyway, I'm gonna like lead him through what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to say like, okay, she's going to paint you if you're okay with this, it's so on and so forth. But I'll be speaking to her in Draconic. Or speaking to him in Draconic and translating. Yes.
He says, will you be sending me over there by myself, or will you go with me?
We will be taking you to, there are some shrines, though none for Semwana, unfortunately. We'll be taking you to some shrines, and from there is a much smaller skin folk who I trust very closely. He has some people who live, near the city. I think if he can take you somewhere safe, it might be better than being seen with all of us going into a minority area.
If we'll say it, the Star Killers are hunting his kind too.
Yes.
So you know that.
Return to my people. I'm lonely without them.
I understand. We're going to get you to your people as quickly as possible. We need to talk to one or two other people, I think. But two other people, but let's say we will come back by the end of the day. Let's say that much. We can stop in and see you, or I can do so with maybe one other person who is not a lizard folk.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Do you need me to roll for the disguise kit?
Sure.
What is it? What
So,
skill?
there will be.
Ability.
This is the type of thing that rogues usually have for proficiency in. So you could just choose any mental ability score that you want to use, such as intelligence.
Okay. Well, I do
Disguising
have.
done. I feel like you've done that a bunch.
I can't remember. It's been such a long time. I do have proficiency in a disguise kit, so it would be intelligence plus proficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
And you're trying to make him look like a desert or a green lizard.
Yeah, like Dromik. 20.
You're referencing me. Yes.
Okay.
I can do
You
math.
paint him up and down. You smudge him all over. You rub some makeup all over him.
And then I admire my handiwork.
Yes.
You're like, ah, yeah.
He looks like a dull brown.
But in a non-offensive.
A non-offensive dull brown.
Okay.
He says your hands they are soft, and gentle.
I told you these people are quite kind.
This one is, he says, gesturing to Maggie.
I'm not surprised you believe that. Or
Oh,
believe that. You noticed that. Oh, that's not the word I wanted to
I'm
say.
surprised you believe that.
He says, you people who live in the sky, you have many delights and powers, but I must remember my people. He says, reminding himself, I must protect them. I must save them from the doom of the dying stars.
Yes, we are not going to abandon you or your people.
He nods.
All right. And I will don my own little black veil that I have and have not had to use for some time. Be like, shall we speak to who's next? Shantae.
Are
Or
we going
head-
to the minority
we're
shrine
heading-
first?
Did you want to let Albert
that's
know?
that area. Yes, I'm gonna
Did you-
send him ascending.
So let's go.
Yes.
Let's you and I go to a different room so we're away, so you can send it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Should I move us?
Sure.
Okay. Want to go to the storage room?
Want to go
Sure.
to the storage room?
I mean, Maggie's been in plenty of closets with lights off close to people before.
Well,
So.
it seems like they had a number of fancy things in there. So. Do, 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 do. Pardon me. We've been given permission to go in here. We need to do a special thing away from the other people. If you
The
would very
golem says
kindly.
no, and the soldier here says you need a slip from the quartermaster.
One moment. General Tanya, you forgot to give us the note?
General Tanya does not come, but Katya does hurry over.
Ah, Kadia, thank you.
Kind of looks around. She doesn't give you a note. She kind of looks at you curiously.
We just want to be able to take care of your situation, and we need a magic spell cast.
She
Yes.
nods and she goes over and she whispers to the golem, and the golem opens the door.
Thank you.
Thank you
Much
kindly.
obliged. You can move us. I see that you had. Oh, wait, no,
The golem comes inside and closes the door.
Well,
Okay.
that's evasive. Oh well. Anyway,
Well, I don't always mind being watched. Sometimes it's thrilling, and I'll start taking my 10 minutes
say,
to cast
ew.
Ascending. I didn't
Oh,
want to
no.
say anything in front of our friend there, since, we just met him, but...
While that's happening, Kiff would like to ask Torok, the steed across from your cell, is that yours?
It is not mine. It is my friend. What's her name? What was her name? Her name was Galara.
Kiff asks,
Says she died. She died with honor.
Kiff says, indeed, she must have.
Fighting
Would
these
it be,
killers of our stars, he says, gesturing. But it's almost like he's starting to not really believe that they're killing the stars now that he's saying it.
Kiff asks, would it be alright if I speak with the steed?
Speak, he says, certainly.
Yes. He says, you may come if you may like. And he goes to Dromik and says, no, if you ever wanted to ask him a question, now would be the time. So Kiff's gonna scurry around, squeeze me. Come on over. Boop, 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 boop. Head over here.
Are we just permitted to do that, to go back in here? Because I will do that.
The door was wide open,
I
so
don't know if...
There's people like walking around all the time.
Yeah.
They are going to permit you. Like people get that you.
Yes.
Have permission.
Yeah, I just figured we'd ask currently.
and then Kiff is going to cast Speak with Animals.
All right, boom. The only problem is nothing happens when you do that.
Oh,
I forgot we're with
Oh,
Torok.
yes.
Heard you laughing in the background.
Sorry, yeah, that was me laughing on Food's mic.
Mr. Dromik, your friend is doing evil devil worshipping gestures.
Wait, who says this? Oh,
Torok says-
Torok does. I'm going to look at him and say, it's magic. We, unlike you, we do use magic.
He says we do not trust it. It is used by the Sharween to torment our people until we befriended the Salamir.
So these are Salamirs, you said? Or no, Salamiri. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Torok enemies, the Sharween. Thank you. Yes, we have enemies, but I use magic to fight them. In fact, as I'm gonna kind of study these lizards, my predominant type of magic is transformation. These are some of the creatures that I'm learning to change into their shape.
Kiff says,
Curious.
I use my magic to cook food and sing songs and be merry and talk to beasts and see what they need and if they're happy.
Yes,
Torok, he kind of puts his head in his hands or claws. He says, "This is too much new talk of things, of forbidden things." He says, "Sometimes I don't know if all I've been taught is right or wrong."
I'm gonna look at him and say, Nothing you have been taught seems to be wrong. It's just different.
He
Different-
takes a step back, and then Kiff feels like the spell is working now.
Ah,
And I will go ahead and do it.
Yep.
And I will say, hello, friend. What is your name?
His name is going to be Glomp. So this is going to be a male steed named Glomp.
Kiff says, Glomp, Glomp. Kiff has third cousin named Glomp. Good name.
He says, good name. He says, also hungry.
Oh, yes.
Aw.
And Kiff will pull out a snack stick. He has 6 snack sticks remaining now. And he will say, some cheese, little mushroom, little meat. It's small, it's snack, but it's something. And Kiff will, through the bars, hand him, and he say, careful, pointy end. And he will,
Glomp thanks you. And Glomp's just going to go and glomp onto that and start chomping.
then Kiff will turn back to Torok and say, his name Glomp. He was hungry. Gave him a snack stick.
Gift's just narrating what's going on.
Yeah. Then Kiff will ask, was Glara your friend?
Yeah, Clara was a good rider, he says. She was kind, many pats.
Kiff says yes. Pats are good.
Cleaned my
Pats are
scales.
very. Oh, good scale cleaning, always nice.
He says Kanga is sad. Kanga lost her rider. Loved him very much.
Oh, and then Kiff will walk over to Kanga and say, I'm sorry, Kanga. And then Kiff will...
You can't, this spell doesn't work if there. It's too close to Torok.
Oh, crap. Okay, never
He
mind.
could say it out loud, I'm sure, but he probably...
Yeah, I could, say it from afar. Yeah. And then Kiff
Calling from
will,
afar.
give another snack stick to Dromik and be like, Kanga needs food too. Kanga's sad.
I'm happy to bring food to you said Kanga?
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. Give her a little food and, if permitted, a pat.
Kanga accepts. She does
She does what?
look a little downcast. But accepts.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else
I'm
is
just
there
gonna say, cages are nowhere that these lizards should be.
Indeed.
Can I just ask, so Yllaxis and Maggie are in the storage room. Is Yllaxis doing anything?
I was just waiting for Maggie to cast the spell. I was here to protect her because I don't like her wandering off without me
buddy.
watching.
We
Yeah.
use a buddy system here.
We do. Girls going to the bathroom.
Yes, that.
All right, and I believe in the 10 minutes. If Yllaxis has not done anything, I picked this room so she had options, but she did understandable. So, having completed the sending, I will say to Yllaxis, good news. Albert will meet us, and he's found his sister and cousin. So he's had a wonderful morning.
That's wonderful.
Yes, we should probably be on our way.
Before we depart, real quick, I just
Yes.
wanted to ask. I don't know. Do you think the strategy will work? Turning the town council in our favor, and how long do you think that will take?
Well, just gonna look over at the adamantine golem.
It has an iron or adamantine face.
I wonder if he's spying on us. Or it's spying on us.
That's sort of the point I was wondering.
Did you want to discuss this here?
No, I just wanted to watch. I was going to ask the same thing. I was curious.
Oh, I see.
And then, we can walk and talk out. And basically, I just wanted to ask you, somewhat privately, or say to you, I think if everything's going to take too long because of what has to go on upstairs, perhaps new management might be the first thing if we can't accomplish what we want.
I think in order to ensure the smoothest transition to new management, we'll probably need a majority of council members on our side. Anyway, this might be a good incentive to get them to expedite the process in our favor so that we can deal with the real issues at hand.
Certainly agree.
So we shall see which comes first. But I appreciate you thinking of these things. My situation. I mean, did you see Tiro? He looked absolutely awful.
Absolutely wretched. He looks like he's
Worst.
lost about 10 pounds.
Terrible. What are they feeding him?
That moss tea. Mothwing tea.
Yeah. I assume as we're like lamenting about Nero's desolate
You're coming out.
appearance, we're like, yeah, we're kind of like
Making
coming
your way out
as
of the
long. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
None of you guys actually tried the Mothwing tea, right?
No, I didn't. I like blew on it like it was hot. That's about it.
I ain't drinking the tea, please.
Yeah.
I don't trust that lady.
I'm not an idiot. I wanted to know what it was, and I
Yeah.
also wanted to look unalarming, unassuming. It worked, kinda. Do we want to stop here? What do we want?
the good.
If that way Kiff
point.
can kind of think about what he wants to ask lizards, and then we can start with that next time.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's how we start off. That sounds lovely.
Yes.
I mean, it's a nice way to start. Yeah.
I think we're going to end
Yeah.
with Kiff saying, Kiff plays song to raise the spirits and honor friends not here anymore. And he's going to take out his Death Heart bow and, hold it to his chest to play it like a bow and not like a, to play it like a harp and not like a bow, kind of. Well, that's not how you play a harp, but we don't want it to look menacing now, do we? Because holding it like you would a normal bow, or harp, bow, harp. Holding it like you would a normal bow.
Are you okay?
Might look like it's like I'm drawing it, which I don't want to do. But anyway, if
Somebody needs to debug Matt right now. Come on.
yeah, Kiff is gonna play his harp for a little while for Glara and Kanga.
They go like a kind of a pleased purring sound.
Then Kiff will turn to Turok and say,
They don't look happy being at
"They
work.
like."
They do say that.
Hmm.
Turok says you make good sound. How did you do this?
Kiff will show him the bow and go, with this and with inspiration. And then Kiff will strum a chord, and he'll look up Turok.
He
Some
can't.
is,
I don't know. Can he?
I can't do it.
Is that possible? I don't know.
I don't know if you can do that to NPCs.
Well, no, it's not NPCs. It's that Turok literally is anti-magic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is it magical?
I don't know
not-
if inspiration is.
Magical. The word magic does not occur in the descriptions. You
Oh,
can't-
okay.
Bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's possible.
Yeah,
Look at
I want to inspire Turok to raise his spirits and help him deal with this difficult time he's in, and hopefully get him back to his family.
Spirits, he listens to your beautiful song. Turok not know which end is up. Even to you in Draconic, he sounds like he's got a primitive language.
Yeah, he's speaking less like not as we are.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's
very
very
simple,
different.
like kind of like noun,
Yes.
verb.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Well, it's also that he probably doesn't have certain descriptions that we have.
Yeah, certain words. But anyway,
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Kiff has an idea of what he's going to try to do next time. And that will happen next time.
Next time, yes.
On Dragon Ball.
Exactly.
Next
yeah.
time on that one D&D show with a plot.
Yes. So that means that we are going to end this. Yes, everyone? Yes?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Dude,
Can we do, for the sake of recording, we are not leaving yet. For the sake of recording, can we all say bye-bye?
bye.
Bye.